Jock Market. Make real money every second of the game.
Corey, Nando, and Friends. Presented by Mayo Media on Bettor Sports Network.
First and goal for the Vikings from inside the 5. And Justin Jefferson gets the carry to the left side. Touchdown, JJ. He gets the gritty in London. And for Justin Jefferson, it's the first rushing touchdown of his career.
Goff up under center. Takes the snap, gives. There's the running play, straight up the gut. That's Jamal Williams. There he goes, right sideline, 30, 20, foot race, 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Got to find a way to get 10 points down, 10, 5.5 to go. Goff on third down, floats it left side, got Hockenson. Yes. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. There it is. What a day for TJ Hockenson.
Mills with the toss to Pierce. Right side has a block across the 30, 35 to the outside 40, the 50, right sideline, the 40 of the Chargers, the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Houston.
And handoff, there it is, there's the crease, 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Chargers. 20-yard run for number 30, Austin Eckler's second of the day.
Corey, Nando, and Friends, presented by Mayo Media.
What's up, everybody? Hello. It's Corey, Nando, and Friends, presented by Mayo Media, sponsored by Jock Market. Welcome, Jock Market, to the Corey, Nando, and Friends family, to the and Friends part. How are you, Corey?
What's up? Welcome, Jock Market. I'm doing well. I feel good about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Glad to get back on the horse on a Monday and get to making decisions that people feel proud about. You know what I'm saying? So glad to have the Jock Market crew on board. So, yeah, we lit.
We are. Well, dude, well, first of all, thanks to the Vikings radio network, the Lions radio network, the Texans radio network, and the Chargers radio network for all those clips. I switched my boxes up on my right side of the screen, so I have I have an internal one up top and the commenter one below. Hold on, all right. I feel like distracted.
You can move that away.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
That. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll move mine over too.
What's going on? Cool. How's everybody doing? How are you?
I should be. Listen, I don't know how everybody's doing. We came back. We came into the segment with some highlights of yesterday. Maybe you should have used some lowlights instead, man. Because I thought we saw a lot of that yesterday. Was that Marcus Mariota? What did he attempt? 11 passes, complete 7. What do we? The Commanders, almost 200 yards in penalties. The Detroit Lions giving up 48 points to the Seattle Seahawks. The Indianapolis Colts, once again, I guess Matt Ryan is not the latest savior. Maybe they can get Cam Newton to come and fix the Colts. What a washed-up quarterback to come fix the Colts. Or how about the Giants and the Bears with the 20 combined forward passes in that game? So yeah, it was a pretty solid Sunday of football.
Well, you know what? I mean, you know what I liked about it though was that it was weird. Like the Giants game was weird. Like Atlanta was like Cordero Patterson's out for 4 weeks at least.
Yeah. And they ran for almost 300 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing, it's all
without Cordero Patterson. It's crazy, right?
Everything's backwards. But like, I was watching the Giants game. I actually watched the Giants game. I flipped over when I found out Jones was out. I'm like, let me see Tyrod because I had a lot of love for Tyrod Taylor before his lungs were pierced. Yeah. He was good. And like he got concussed on a nice run where he spun around to get the first down and then got popped.
Every time he plays in the professional game, he gets hurt.
Dude, it's ridiculous. It's sad. But then I'm like, let me continue watching this because this is going to get weird now. And they ran the Wildcat. Who knew?
Yeah.
Alive and well.
Unbelievable.
Daniel Jones came in and just stood there.
Yeah, exactly. And they ran a Wildcat with Daniel. It was just, I don't know. I would expect better from Daboll. But shout out to the Giants. They won. They're 3-1 now. They move right along. You know what I'm saying? The Chicago Bears, they got to figure out what they're going to do with that passing game because it is quite archaic. Homeboy Fields came out there and completed a couple passes early. He did have 11 completions. You know what I'm saying? Give him credit for that. He did have 11 completions, four more than his last couple games. You know what I'm saying?
But give him credit for that.
Are they not letting him throw the football, or can he not throw it? You would think by now they would be letting him throw the football. Like I think the training wheels would be off, right?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember Jalen Hurts having a bunch of bad games, and then people being like, "Well, at least he's still rushing." and now he's like, possibly the greatest quarterback in the game.
Okay.
All right, top three.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know. Like, I don't know if Justin Fields.
Candidate.
I don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if this is I just don't know. I mean, he ran for 57 yards, which is 125 passing yards, the equivalent. So there's that. If you're just looking for straight points, but still, man, like I don't know.
I'm looking for improvement. If I'm Chicago, if I'm a Bear fan, I'm looking for improvement. If I'm a guy that drafted Darnell Moody, thinking I'm gonna get something out of him, I'm looking for improvement. And I don't know if I'm seeing that much improvement. Well, I didn't see improvement in the completions. It went from 7 to 11. So there you go. There's improvement. But is he not being coached right, or can he not handle it? You see what I'm saying? It's time that we got to figure that out with Fields.
There's a whole new coaching staff too. I mean, it's kind of like, all right,
maybe it's next year is the year. The second year in the office, he'll get it.
You
think in year one that you complete more than 11 passes in a football game.
Who was it who was saying, like, I've had 4 different offensive coordinators the last 4 years, and this is the first year I've had 2 in a row. I think it was actually Hurts who said that. Was it Hurts?
It could have been Hurts, yeah.
Someone was like, you don't understand. Like, I've had, like, it's just like every year I've had a different offensive coordinator, and every year, like, a different offense to run, which I guess the quarterback shouldn't complain about because you're just, Reed's throwing the ball. You're not like a wide receiver who's a running back who's,
Well, I mean, you're probably the most important person because you got to learn the system, catch on and stuff like that. You control the football most of the time.
It was Darnold.
I would say that. It was Sam Darnold who said that?
Yeah, I think Adam said, I think he's right. Yeah, if you count it.
He don't play.
No, when he had said it, like he's
okay.
Went from Gase to like boom, 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 and then went to Carolina. I think that was like 4 different coordinators, like just every year, no consistency.
Yeah.
I got a lot. I went out and wrote an old-fashioned Coronado rundown today.
Oh, okay, it's cool.
Because there was so much to talk about. I didn't want to miss anything. One important note: this is the last week without buys until week 12 coming up right now.
So this is our last week without buys coming up. Week 5.
This is it. Yeah, this is it. Week 5, no buy. Which is I remember it. Week 4 used to be the last week without buys. Now it's weeks. I don't know. 6.
I guess because they push it further back now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, okay, I'm ready for that.
And then a reminder that week 14. I don't like looking too far ahead. Like, should I trade this guy because he's got to buy in week 14?
No, yeah, exactly.
But the Falcons, the Bears, the Packers, the Colts, the Saints, and the Commanders all have week 14 buys.
That's tough. But the playoffs now are 15, 16, and 17. But still, that week 14 could be very important, and you cannot have one of your dudes, right? But here's the thing. You knew this going into the draft.
Right. And also,
you know what I mean? I don't want to hear about it.
You could, look, the Falcons, I guess you could miss some guys. The Bears, we just talked about. The Packers, I don't know what they're going to look like by then. The Colts, everyone looks washed on that team. Even Jonathan Taylor's hurt now. The Saints, garbage. And the Commanders, it sucks if you had Curtis Samuel, but like there's actually those teams, those week 14 bye teams are like almost these stories right now. If you want to talk about bad teams that are messed up.
We'll say them again.
Right. The Falcons.
Okay, so the Falcons, right? They run the ball yesterday very well.
Algiers got to be your number 1 waiver wire guy, right? I know we're talking about this more tomorrow.
Top waiver wire guy, Algier, 10 carries for 84 yards. The Huntley guy ran the ball well. Now, Cordero is out for the next month, right? What I worry about with Atlanta is with Cordero out, that offense might really go all the way in the tank. So they're going to have to run the ball like this because guess what? Marcus Mariota, 7 for 19. Kyle Pitts, did he have a catch yesterday? Did Kyle Pitts? And show up on the stat sheet yesterday? Oh, yeah, 1 for 25 on 4 targets. So, yeah, if they can't run the ball like this, Atlanta's not going to be able to score. I wouldn't worry about them in week 14.
You can't say like Algier. Cordell Patterson has that X factor where he can be like, all right, he can kill us both ways. Yeah. Algier, but which is interesting because Cleveland saw Algier coming in and they still just rammed it down their throats.
Yeah, the problem with the Browns was yesterday, the Browns really just did a poor job of execution on their own end, of execution of their own game plan. When you look at the Cleveland Browns, they just, Brissett, right? He threw the ball 6 yards an attempt. They should have just kept feeding the ball to Nick Chubb. When they tried to get out into their passing game, you really couldn't see them getting much done. Bad turnovers, bad penalties, just a mistimed game. It's a game that they should have won the game, but Atlanta just ran the ball for over 200 yards against them. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to do that. And then also Atlanta yesterday, they only had one penalty. That's excellent right there. You know what I'm saying? So when you're the type of team like the Falcons, yes, there you go. When you're the kind of team like the Falcons where one or two plays can determine you winning or losing, one or two mistakes can determine you winning or losing. When you don't commit penalties, that really helps a lot. So, and then another thing with the Cleveland Browns, when you get in the red zone, you can't kick field goals, bro. You got to score touchdowns. And that's basically what happened to Cleveland yesterday.
Also, they had no Myles Garrett. I mean, that's
true too. Yeah, and they had no Myles Garrett. That would have helped as well.
How big is that for you? Like, is this like something where like
it's only a few? It's only a couple of defenders that really, in my opinion, really changed the game. Garrett being one of them, Micah Parsons another one of them. You know, maybe you see Derwin James. Well, then again, the Chargers always lose their players. Watch the Bolsons. Like the top defensive players can change. Not if they're absent, they can change the game. Aaron Donald, yes, but I wouldn't. And I put Myles Garrett in that list as well.
So this isn't a thing where you could be like, all right, everyone's going to run against Cleveland now. So like start like your borderline running back is facing Cleveland. Let's make sure you start him. Like Devin Singletary's well, maybe he's a bad example. I don't know if he's borderline anymore.
Still kind of borderline to me. No, I think you're
Antonio
right.
Gibson before Brian Robinson comes back.
Antonio Gibson tore the Cowboys up yesterday. Right. Washington ran the football all over Dallas yesterday. But it's just that Washington had like 200 yards in penalties.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron Rivera. Hey, guess what, buddy? I know everybody sucks about how much of a nice guy you are. There's plenty of nice guys that don't coach in the NFL. You probably need to be one of them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's such a nice guy. Well, you think Commander fans care if he a nice guy?
Oh, man. Who do you like? Matt Rule's got to be the first guy to go, right? It's got to be, right?
It's that Matt Rule, Ron Rivera. That type of thing is interesting. Yeah, because you look, come on now, Nando. They ran the ball for 142 yards yesterday. They ran the ball for 142 yards. They ran more plays than Dallas. They had more total yards than Dallas. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They just had 11 penalties for 136 yards. That's crazy.
That's a star wide receiver performance right there in penalty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's Cooper Kupp. They just had a Cooper Kupp day worth of penalties. You know what I'm saying? And they turned the football over twice. You know what I'm saying?
Can't do it.
They control possession, run the football. They do everything right and lose by 15 points. And the game wasn't even really. The game was less close than that because of the penalties and the turnovers.
Yeah. What do you do, Core? I mean,
you
discipline them, I guess.
I know they showed. I know Dan Snyder took a picture with Jerry Jones yesterday in the pregame, right? And I think somebody's Instagram page threw it up there. Maybe that's Dan Snyder's way of saying, "Listen, I'm still here." You know what I'm saying? And
right.
I see what's going on.
Yeah,
Mr. Nice Guy,
Mr. Nice Guy, Dan Snyder.
Yeah, well, not him. Ron Rivera is the nice guy.
I know.
Dan Snyder, maybe not so much.
I don't think so, man.
Probably not. Some of the stories I heard.
How about the Packers? I'm just going to go down this list of Week 14 buys because it's a crazy group that's very relevant this week. The Packers, to me, are just a boring team that might finish like they're, you can't finish 500 anymore, but, 9 and 8.
I wouldn't say they may not finish 500, but they're still a mediocre. They're still a mediocre football team.
Yeah.
Yesterday, once again, New England was able to run the football on them basically at will with a third-string quarterback. New England just came out there, pounded them. You know what I'm saying? Tried to play mistake-free as well as they can. The Packers ended up turning the football over twice. I'm about to say Favre. Rodgers had to pick 6. So just a ho-hum performance from a team that is probably going to win their division because nobody else in the division is all that good.
Right.
But are the Packers going to be in the NFC Championship game? Probably not.
I don't think so, man. I went and looked at so in a little later, we're going to reset the MVP futures. But I went and just looked up a bunch of the futures. And man, I don't know. I don't know how you still kind of like the Packers. Strange. Anyway, Colts.
It's hard to like the Packers. Yeah.
Yeah. Colts are not doing the 300-yard Matt Ryan games that we expected. We're not seeing those.
the Colts.
Michael Pittman's not helping. You know, like Jonathan Taylor hurt now. That's who knows what kind of like. Was he the one who's someone like Schefter or Rappaport was like, it's not looking good. Could be a high ankle sprain.
That may have been. It might. Oh yeah, I did see where Taylor could be a high ankle sprain.
Yeah,
where you can miss Taylor for a month or so. Depending on level of severity, it could be 2 games. It could be 4 games. But nothing confirmed yet.
Right.
Indianapolis, the offensive line is terrible. They have a great player on the offensive line in Quentin Nelson. The rest of them stink. And that stench is just, that offense is falling apart. They can't run the football. They can't throw the football. There's very few things that they can do well. They turn the football over. Matt Ryan forces passes. You know what I'm saying? They don't commit to the run. It's just a sad situation. And like you said, and here's the thing. Well, let's see what's happening now. All right, where's Cam Newton at? You know what I'm saying? Maybe take Ryan Fitzpatrick off the Amazon set. And maybe throw him back there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what, Indianapolis? It's probably not the quarterback. It's probably the guy coaching the quarterback.
No, you know what? I bet you Ryan Fitzpatrick could come in and spark this team.
He probably could. Because people like Ryan Fitzpatrick. You know what I'm saying?
New Orleans Saints. That's another team that's well. I mean, look, I can't believe what they did in London. Like how well, like they should have been shut out, or they should have been that team that kicks like 4 field goals or something. But like, you're missing your starting quarterback, you're missing your starting running back, and you're missing your starting wide receiver.
Right,
all your ones across the depth chart.
The Colts ran for 38 yards yesterday in the entire football game, and Jonathan Taylor's their running back.
Yeah. That seems just, I mean, like we are looking at these week 14 buys, like all these out of sync offenses. It's crazy.
They turned the ball over, ran for 38 yards and turned the ball over 3 times. And guess what? They still could have won the game. The Titans are just like, all right, well, we're not that much better. The Titans didn't score no points in the second half.
Yeah. This has been a weird season, man. I think that's the theme right now. It hasn't been frustrating so much because I think like my teams are okay. You know, like I've got, some guys doing great, some guys are not. All my Kyle Pittses are terrible, but like if every someone's running for like Rashad Penny all of a sudden is, Superman. And so like, oh, I got those 37 points there, so I'm okay. That made up for the 2.
Yeah, no. So that's you're right, Nando. My lineups are certainly the same. If I may have 2 or 3 players that may have gone off for 25, 30 something points, that's it. Everybody else is 6, 4, 9. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on, did you have the guy that went off? Did you have Jefferson? You know what I'm saying? Did you have any Seattle Seahawks? Did you have TJ Hawkinson? You know what I mean?
It's crazy. And it's like everyone else. It's like I'm okay with my 89 points because I'm winning 89 to 78.5.
Because the other team didn't do that great either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because this happened to everybody.
You just don't want to fall too far behind in the points. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying. It was just a nasty Sunday. Again, 2 out of the 4 Sundays have been nasty.
Yeah. But with scattered weird bright spots that have been kind of like lineup savers somehow.
Yeah.
We hit the Commanders. I want to talk. Well, you brought him up. Well, you didn't really bring him up, but I'm going to bring him up anyway. Segue to Geno Smith. How about Geno Smith? Huh? We top 12 yet? Are we top 15? What else does this guy have to do?
He was 1-1 yesterday. Well, you got to play the Lions every week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they actually gave him an opportunity, right, to get out there and run the passing game and get it to listen. Give Pete Carroll credit. He knew that the strength of the Detroit Lions was not in their defense. And we have been seeing the Lions get tore up defensively every week. And he came in there and he said, Geno, you know what? Go ahead and get it done. 23 of 30. This is Geno Smith we're talking about. Had 7 incomplete passes yesterday. He threw the ball 30 times, completed 23 of them, 2 for touchdowns. Rashad Penny had 151 yards rushing. Seahawks ran the ball for 235 yards. They threw the ball for 320 yards. The Lions almost gave up 600 yards of total offense in a professional football game.
Let me give
and everybody in Hard Knocks is talking about, Aaron Glenn is going to be a head coach. That's falling up right there. Aaron Glenn can't be no head coach. He can't coach. The man almost gave up 600 yards of offense to Geno Smith, $2 Topps Chrome Geno Smith.
Not anymore.
No, not no more. You're right.
Vaccaro was making fun of me on Twitter yesterday. The only way he has to do it publicly. How are all those Geno Smith rookie cards doing now? And so I sent him a link. Like I found one like for $20, autographed chrome Geno Smith. It was like a Topps throwback, like a 1956 style throwback autographed Geno Smith, $20.
Yeah.
So I replied to him, just like copy pasted that. And then I go back like 10 minutes later. I'm like, man, you know what? I think I'm gonna buy that card. Like that's actually, that's a rookie card. It's autographed. It's a cool design. It was gone. So
they just scooped it up, huh?
Yeah, and this is during the game. This is before before the first half was even over.
Yeah. Nah, Geno was on one yesterday. But here's the thing, right? Then it's going to go back to being, you know what I'm saying, run the football Seahawks. You know what I mean? I don't think they're just going to let Geno let it fly like this every week. That probably is going to end up being a mistake if they do that, because every defense in the NFL is not coached by Aaron Glenn, right?
Good point.
Yeah, that's an Aaron Glenn thing going on in Detroit. And listen, I know at some point, Dan Campbell, nice guy, Hard Knocks, everybody love him, but let's do Hard Knocks in season, because Dan Campbell needs to sit Glenn down and be like, son, what the hell is going on? 600 yards in total offense? What are we doing here?
Yeah. This I don't know, man.
48 points to the Seattle Seahawks.
The Seattle's a good team. Hey, they got a capable quarterback.
They're playing
everyone
well.
hated on.
Yeah.
And they got two very good wide receivers who can beat you. And they got Rashad Penny, who before I give you Rashad Penny
went crazy yesterday. Flag football went crazy yesterday.
We gotta give a shout out to Jock Market for I don't know, sponsoring us, I guess, for keeping the show on its feet. Jock Market, if you haven't heard of it, offers live daily markets for sports that let you buy and sell shares of athletes in real time with other users, all for real money. And each share has a guaranteed payout at the end of the night. Download now using the promo code FRIENDS to receive a 100% deposit match up to $100. Your first market will also be risk-free with losses refunded up to $100. Download the Jock Market app now using promo code FRIENDS. So it's not just NFL, actually. It's NBA, MLB, NHL, PGA, and NASCAR.
That's going to be a lot of fun, you know what I'm saying, especially Sundays with football, basketball season obviously coming up. So, you know what I mean? I went and I created an account this morning, downloaded it, used the promo codes FRIENDS. You know what I mean? So Fantasy Executive is there, so you might as well be there too. You can actually, if you're on the app right now, you can just click the link and it'll take you right there. They got, dude, maybe I know we were talking about getting John Legueza on, talk about Jock Market. Yeah, but maybe I got some NASCAR, like the NASCAR guys at the Athletic. Oh, that's not a bad idea too. You know, like that might be like a market, because they started racing already, right? They're in the Father Championship. Oh, okay, so they're coming to the end. Well, I think it's almost over. Yeah, like that. Like we could get in there and just get some guys. You know. Yeah. Let's think about that. We should definitely still have Legueza on because he's the man. I like. I seen Legueza on TV the other morning. I woke up and I turned on the TV and Legueza was on there. He's doing VSiN, I think. Yeah, That's he's a lot on VSiN. Yeah, I love Legueza. Let me read you this Rashad Penny stat. Rashad Penny has 10, and I know Lions, okay, but Rashad Penny has 10 career games with 12 or more carries. Just three of those games have fewer than 75 rushing yards. All of those have over 60. He averages, in games where he has 12 or more carries, he averages 16.5 carries, 122 yards, which is a 7.9 yard per carry average, and has 11 total touchdowns. So when the dude's not hurt and he doesn't have Chris Carson and he plays, he's pretty effing amazing. You know, because this is what it is. He's like a JV version of Nick Chubb or Saquon Barkley. Those are the players that bust big runs. One thing about two-hand touch, when he gets the football and he's healthy, he can break off a 30, 40-yard run at any moment. He likes to break long, big runs like Chubb and Barkley does. You know what I'm saying? He's not the same play as them, but he has that unique skill set to where he can break off a 30, 40-yard run. And that's where a lot of his production comes from breaking off those big runs. So he runs between the tackle well, but he's a home run hitter too. But the thing about it is, if you push him out of bounds and he falls on the shoulder, he might be out for 3 weeks. But you don't have to worry about that right now. Our perpetual, we're going to get him on this week, guest, Emery Hunt. Yeah. Always used to say, like, that's a skill getting to the second level. Like, find that hole, busting past that guy. And once you get the second level, you got faster guys who are more athletic, the linebacker. Yeah, but you could have a angle on them or something. And then you got a head full of steam too. Let me tell you something. You see Nick Chubb coming at you, Saquon Barkley coming at you in full speed? You start thinking about your contract.
Dude, you remember the Hard Knocks the Browns were on? I remember this, like, maybe because we're fantasy people, and we're like, Nick Chubb's going to be like the starter immediately.
Yeah.
I remember like there's no Nick Chubb. Like the one scene Nick Chubb was in, he just arrived at the airport and he was waiting by baggage claim.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like Nick Chubb was nowhere else to be found. I'm like, this guy's going to be like the rookie of the year. Like, why aren't you showing him anywhere?
No, Chubb is a fantastic player. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Might be the best running back in the NFL. People really don't think about it. And I always tell people, if you look back to his college career, Nick Chubb, he shared backfields with Todd Gurley and Sony Michel, and he had a torn ACL. You remove all of that, he would put up Herschel Walker type numbers. Like he was that dynamic of a running back. Chubb is very good. He's not that pass catching running back, but you really can't be a traditional between the tackle running backs better than Nick Chubb.
He was coming off, I think, just a few years after like Todd Gurley was like the greatest player to ever come out of Georgia, like the greatest running back. And you're like, wow, they got another one? Like Nick Chubb, really this good? Like, and also kind of semi-injured all the time.
Yep.
It was very impressive.
No, I like Nick Chubb. I like him. I think he plays well. You know what I'm saying? They got to build a team up right around him. Now, when that offense, listen, I don't think you're going to see what you're going to get from Watson this year is not going to be great. I don't think, right?
I don't know,
because
man.
he hasn't played football in so long, though.
But he hasn't been hurt.
Wow.
I know,
but and he's young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now you get Watson, his threat of running, and Chubb combined back there. The Browns going to have a good offense. It'll probably be next year, though.
Maybe like week 12. Wait, he's back week 11, or he's suspended until he's suspended through week 11, or he's got an 11.
Maybe he plays in week 11. He plays either week 11. I know when they play the Texans, ironically, when they play the Texans, that's going to be his first game back. What do you think is going to happen when he comes on the field as in Houston as a Cleveland Brown? Do you think they cheer him or they boo him?
I don't know, man. I think they're going to boo. I think they're going to boo him pretty hard because he's the one who demanded the trade. Right?
He said he's never going to play for them again. Right? Yeah. He said, I'll never take another snap for them. But he feels as if that they set him up. You know what I'm saying?
After he said that, though.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. We'll see. Well, wait a minute. He asked to be traded first, right?
I think
then
so.
The allegations came out. And then when they did, obviously after the allegations come out, you couldn't trade him because he's damaged goods at that point. You don't know the story. This is last year, right?
Right.
And then last year, they was like, well, what's going to be the case? And he was like, I'm not playing for this team. And he got paid though, right? I'm pretty sure he got paid last year.
I think he wasn't on any restricted list. He was
not on the exemption.
He was a healthy scratch for every game.
Yeah, they didn't know what happened. They just knew they wasn't going to risk playing him. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Exactly. And I think that like the deal was almost like if he like touches the field, that's when it opens it up to
whatever. The Texans are scrutinized about it. What's going on? How could you do that? Excuse me. Jamal Williams, 19 for 108 and 2 touchdowns yesterday. So you picked him off the wire. That worked out pretty well for you. And then Hockenson. So let's make a mental note. You know what I'm saying? When Amon-Ra St. Brown is out, right? Hockenson is the dude we play in Jock Market.
Well, and DJ Chark.
Chark too.
And DeAndre Swift.
Well, when he plays, you know what I'm saying?
Right. But I mean, that's like, look again, like that's another team that was missing a lot of pieces, and they still put it there. I mean, they put up a lot of points to their credit. Like, I don't even know how. You know what I mean? You had Jamal Williams and TJ Hockenson running that offense with Jared Goff as your quarterback.
Well, Jared Goff almost threw for 400 yards yesterday.
But I know, but I'm saying,
the Seahawks defense wasn't much better. You know what I'm saying? The Seahawks defense wasn't much better. Mm-hmm. Jared Goff went crazy yesterday. Jared Goff has been excellent so far this season. He's had that Detroit Lions offense humming. So, you got to look at Goff a little bit differently this year. Like, he's not that scary of a fantasy option to use. The Lions can play offense. That offense stands up. That offense is real. Yeah. And I think that offense will travel too. So I think you got a good shot that Goff was going to have a good fantasy season.
I went up and I looked some early lines for this week that we can get into a little later, but one of the Lions are underdogs to the Pats. Lions are plus 120. Pats are -3. I found that very interesting, like considering what they just did without at least a couple players should be back, I would assume. And the Pats, who are on their third string quarterback and have no offense. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
Yeah, I worry about taking a bad defense on the road, even versus Bailey Zappi. I worry about taking a bad defense on the road. because you take that bad defense on the road, New England's just going to slow the game down. And New England might not punt. I don't think the Seahawks punted yesterday. New England might not punt next week. And then now you take a bet. Now you got that offense, which we have liked so far this season. Now that offense is going on the road, right, to a team that can play defense. I think the Patriots win a close game.
All right. We can get deeper into that later in the week. Some of these early lines stood out to me.
I saw one that the Giants-Packers one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Giants are not. The Giants are going to – that game's – the Packers are not going to win that game by – right. The last I saw that at 7.5.
I got them at 8 on BetMGM.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would definitely bet the Giants at 8. Definitely.
Giants are +8. They're +275 in London.
Yeah.
With no quarterback. As far as we know.
Bailey Zappi almost beat the Packers yesterday in Green Bay. Now you got to go across the pond. You know what I'm saying? Now, Bailey Zappi might be better than Daniel Jones. Full disclosure, you know what I'm saying? Now you got to – that's a nice stadium they got over there too. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yeah. That's a good – it looks like a Jerry World of England or London, wherever they play at. You know what I'm saying?
Is that where they're playing? Don't they mix it up? Don't they mix the games up, right?
Yesterday was at Hotspur Stadium. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct. And then next week is at Hotspur Stadium too. You know what I'm saying? All right. Who play there? Tottenham play there, right? That's where Tottenham play, right?
Tottenham Hotspur plays there.
Yeah. That's their home field. It looked like AT&T Stadium. Looked like where the Cowboys play at.
That's pretty. I mean,
Jerry Jones got a hand in that. You know, Jerry Jones got a concession company, right?
Maybe he does. Yeah. Well, I remember wait, does he? What's he call it?
Yankee Stadium one.
I'm gonna look it up. Oh, he's part of the Yankee Stadium one.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense.
They do big events.
Yeah.
They do the Yankee Stadium, they do AT&T Stadium, they do WrestleMania, stuff like that too. Yeah, look into it.
It's smart.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We got a lot to talk about. I'll talk Kenny Pickett. I watched that game too. You know, they got the local Jets feed, so that was an interesting performance by Kenny Pickett. Much better in real life than it was on paper. But anyway, stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Corey Nano and Friends, presented by Mayo Media Network and sponsored by Jock Market. Use code FRIENDS. You get a matching deposit. You get a risk-free first market, they're calling it. So anyway, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Bettor Sports Network is sponsored by Jock Market.
I'm Pat Mayo of the Mayo Media Network and the Pat Mayo Experience audio podcast. Two things which you should subscribe to. I'm also the presenting sponsor of Bettor Sports Network's 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern weekday live block, so you should always tune into that. But what I want to talk about today is daily fantasy strategy and how you can leverage tools in order to both win, but understand what other people are doing, because creating leverage in daily fantasy is about the number one thing you can do if you want to get to the top of the leaderboard. So I'm going to walk through some of the tools that we have at runthesims.com in order to help guide you beyond what the tools actually provide, considering it's a lineup builder, it's an optimizer, it has projections. There's all of that stuff at Run the Sims, but it can also tell us a little bit of a different story. So right now, runthesims.com is already up there. It has NASCAR, it has F1, UFC coming soon, but NFL is the bread and butter of everything. And you're going to get your prop tool. If you want your prop tool, you're also going to get your simulator. And right now, you see it's $2.99 for the package, but because our friends at BSN are so smart, you can go to runthesims.com/BSN, get yourself 10% off, and you're going to want this. You can see all of the myriad tools that Run the Sims provides, but we're going to go to the classic optimizer. And we're going to show you how you can create leverage in your lineup without doing anything. We're going to make it the main slate of games because, I mean, if you want to run projections for every game, you can use the entire full slate of everything. And you can pick whatever operator that you want. Well, for this example, we use DraftKings. So all the stock projections are in there. You can play around with them any way you want, game by game, player by player. But if you generate lineups and you're someone who plays both tournaments and cash games, this is important because the optimal lineups will show you who the most common players are going to be in double ups, 50-50s, and head-to-heads, and what those lineups are going to look like. Because optimal lineups are all going to be very similar. So Jalen Hurts or Damian Daniel Jones. At quarterback, you're going to have a lot of Antonio Gibson, Jonathan Taylor, Alvin Kamara, and Travis Etienne. And I'm not saying don't play these guys, but all you really need to do is pick a pivot point somewhere, and all of a sudden you can make your team especially different, especially in higher stakes and single entry double ups and cash games if you really want to go that way. So even when we go look at our player groups and our player pool, when we generate the lineups that we want, you most definitely saw that you're going to have your Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones lineups. All you really need to do is get a little bit different, come up with a stack in a little bit of a different way, and you see Commanders defense keeps getting spat out. That's going to be the optimal one for week 1. So all you need to do is just go a different way, and all of a sudden you've created a leverage on your opponents, and your 3v3 just needs to win that 3v3, and all of a sudden you're printing money. runthesims.com/BSN for 10% off. I'm Pat Mayo.
Kenny Pickett on the field for the first time in regular season play. A young man from Pitt who helped them win the ACC title last year, led them to the Peach Bowl, and there are a lot of happy people in the stands that Kenny's going to be given a shot here. Claypool jet motion, play action fake. Pickett's going to run, get to the goal line, touchdown Pittsburgh. Kenny Pickett, his second of the game, second of his career, and the Steelers open up a little breathing room.
Pickett in the shotgun, 4 receivers. 8 seconds to go. He takes the snap, drops back, looks downfield. He's going to throw one as far as he can. Heaves it in the back of the end zone. It is knocked around. It might have been intercepted. It is. LaMarcus Joyner picks it up.
I really appreciate, all the support. But like I said, I got to go play a game. So I didn't spend too much time on it. I thought that, we picked it up in the second half there and had the ball moving, but the turnovers killed us, and that's on me. So I got to get that right quickly.
This is Corey Nando and Friends, presented by Mayo Media and sponsored by Jock Market. Make real money every second of every game.
Welcome back, everybody. Corey Nando and Friends, presented by Mayo Media Network, sponsored by Jock Market. First day of a new friendship with Jock Market. If you want to check them out, make sure you use code FRIENDS. And there's a matching deposit bonus. There's all kinds of, it's the usual stuff, but it's fun.
Yeah,
it's a good deal.
Good stuff.
We'll take care
Only
of
the good stuff.
Shout out to Steelers and Jets Radio Network on that Kenny Pickett stuff and the Pickett post game. Corey, let me
New era.
Is that? I mean, like, are you? I'm trying to wonder who you're dropping for Kenny Pickett right now.
No, nobody. This is going to be.
What if you were starting Zach Wilson this week?
Zach Wilson played better yesterday.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, Zach Wilson, 252 yards pass, 18 to 36, only completed 50% of his passes, but he threw it 36 times. Was able to move the ball, got his team a win. Turned the ball over twice, wasn't good. Did throw a touchdown pass. Got him in under what they needed to. Just listen, if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, if I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? Like, defense is supposed to be our thing, and Zach Wilson's going up and down the field on us. You know what I'm saying? Offensively, we should be better than this. I coach
Zach
him
Wilson's
up.
good. Zach Wilson was the top pick. I mean, we dragged the Jets a lot, but Zach Wilson was supposed to be great. Like if it wasn't the Jets there in that spot, someone else would have taken him.
Well, he's amazing arm talent. You know what I'm saying? And he's a good young quarterback. He's a good young prospect. Now you got to get him into the right hands. You know what I'm saying?
He's one of the best friends.
I always worry, huh?
That's Zach Wilson, the best friend's mother.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, right. Okay. Sorry, go on.
That's him. I would always caution that maybe the Jets don't have the right teachers, right? Because they're the Jets. We saw what happened with Trevor Lawrence last year, but we figure it's better than that. Glad to see him come out there in his first game, have a solid performance. Turn the ball over a couple of times. But the bottom line of the matter is this: got the job done. On the other side of the football, they're not getting the job done, so they had to go to the kid. Now, here's the thing: we're going to the kid. Did Tomlin say, "My Lord, Trubisky's not going to get us nowhere. Let's just go with the kid and get ready for next season"? Do you think he made that decision on the sideline, or do you think he was so frustrated with Trubisky that he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna put the kid in there"?
I think it was the latter. I think he was like, "We need a spark, man. This is just like sluggish and boring, and this is the Jets. Let's go. Let's just see what happens. Let's see what kind of
Jets
spark
at home."
there is.
Yeah.
And I would assume this week he's like, we'll see who our starter is. Like they'll play that game.
He might do that because you can do that, right? You
Yeah.
can do that kind of, it's not like a situation where, all right, his job now, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's not that yet. But Trubisky better not fool around because they can get there quick.
I feel like he has an out because of those 3 interceptions too. He's like, well, you saw what he did, those 3 interceptions. That's why we're going to stick with Trubisky.
Yeah. Well, 2 of those picks, you had the one to end the game,
right?
Kind of like one Hail Mary joint. Then there might have been like a similar play before halftime too. Maybe that was Zach Wilson. It was a nasty game. But yeah, listen, a lot of times when you come off the bench cold, you may throw some interceptions. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind seeing him get a full start to himself, and let's see what he is there.
He looked good, man. He was lively, I guess is the word. Like it was, and not like Trubisky can't run, because Trubisky was a running quarterback, man, or a mobile quarterback at least.
Yeah.
Like it's not like he can't run and he's just like a dude who sits there. I don't know, man. Pickett's like you're talking about a kid who played for Pittsburgh coming in for the Pittsburgh Steelers and willing them to do well. Jalen, by the way, in the chat is giving us a whole rundown of Jerry Jones's Legends Hospitality.
Yeah, I think 6th Street Partners bought Legends Hospitality. They are now the leaders of the Legends partnership with. Okay, all right, there you go. Well, I knew Legends Hospitality was a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. YGE Holdings LLC, affiliate of the Yankees, and Jones Concessions LP, Cowboys affiliate. There you go. Jalen, man, he's
sign up for Jock Market.
Yeah.
Get the rest of the crew in there too.
MKT.
Yes.
That's how you say it when you're looking for it.
You can download the app.
Lost my train of thought, but I think Kenny Pickett is just below Zach Wilson for me. I think that's how I'm going to play it. But Kenny Pickett's exciting. Zach Wilson has a lot of, he came right in and he's like, hey, Corey Davis, best friend again.
Yeah.
And that's
just
what,
like that.
That's what he did last year. Corey Davis was his guy.
5 for 74 with a touch for Corey Davis on 7 targets. So Elijah Moore getting to the mix too. Garrett Wilson had 6 targets. Got to get the connection. Listen, I think we're optimistic about the pieces the Jets have. I'm not optimistic about the Jets coaching. That's what I worry about right now. I think they have some good young talented players. Now I want to see them get coached right. Like you can't go from Adam Gase to Salah, right? When Adam Gase didn't work, you should have came in there with somebody who you knew could work. Like, why didn't the Jets hire Peterson?
Peterson had such
this is Salah's second year, right?
You would think that Peterson did something terrible off the field.
He didn't do nothing. He didn't bring Jalen Hurts there, and he ain't the reason why Carson Wentz a crybaby.
I'm just telling you that was the vibe. If they brought Peterson in, they're like, you're going to bring this joker in right now? We're the Jets, man. You're going to bring in the guy who just, pulled the stunt? No, thank you.
Yeah, I guess not. I would have brought him in there over Robert Salah.
People seem to like him.
Well, let's see if Jet fans like him.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll find out.
That's the most important people.
Rams 49ers tonight. Let's take the Monday night preview sponsored by Jock Market. Monday night preview sponsored by Jock Market. Rams 49ers tonight. Allen Robinson, Corey. Like, is this, are you still sitting him? Because he's gone. Like, if he was on my team, he's completely gone.
It's over. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happens tonight, don't make a difference to me. You know what I'm saying? Cooper Kupp 1-1 all day, every day. Cooper Kupp. Yeah. So you know what that means. You know what I'm saying? Kupp is the man. But if I'm San Francisco, if I'm Jimmy G, go to what you know. And what you know is George Kittle. You know what I'm saying? And I would just, if I'm Jimmy G, I would just get into a rhythm and look for George Kittle and target George Kittle. I don't know what George Kittle reception prop is, and to look that up right now, but I would bet the over on Kittle's reception prop tonight. I think this is a good night for Jimmy G and George Kittle. I think George Kittle is kind of a must-play dude tonight.
I would put Kittle at 5.5, I would think, for receptions.
At the 5.5, I see him getting at least 6-7 catches.
That's what I'm saying. I think 5.5 is a hard number to,
It's a good number for Kittle. I'm pulling up.
Yeah,
right
ramp
now.
him up a little bit. Jimmy Garoppolo, man, I don't know, maybe a 233.5 yards passing.
I think I saw what Jimmy G's number was 248, and people would, as a matter of fact, the BetMGM, that is one of the most popular plays tonight, the under on Jimmy Garoppolo passing yards. If I can get that at plus money, I'd come back and hit that at plus money, because I think that the 49ers play the Rams well.
Sure.
So that's, the phrase styles make fights?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it right there. I think this could be the case because while you would say to yourself, well, why would the Niners be the favorite in this situation after they played last week? It's because Shanahan and McVay go at it a lot, and Shanahan comes out on top most of the time.
This could be a boring game for you tonight.
I hope not, because we've had some stinkers in prime time. You know what I'm saying? Passing props, rushing, receiving props. Let me look right here. I'm on DraftKings Sportsbook, and receiving yards, Allen Robinson 38.5. You won't fool me, Joker. Wait a minute. Kittle is 4.5 at plus 115 on DraftKings.
Wow. All right.
That looks like a trap right there.
It just seems like with the defense the Rams had, at the very least, he'll be like the safety valve for Jimmy Garoppolo, right?
Listen, I don't see no reason why you don't take a gander on this one, right? Why you don't go after this one right here? This Cooper Rush over 4.5 at plus 115. Under 4.5 is juiced to -1. Is Kittle out tonight? Is something going on? What am I missing?
I think Kittle's come back.
Kittle under, huh?
I think he's coming back still.
Maybe
you know what
so.
I mean?
Yeah. That could be it. Still getting ramped up. Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know. You want to find out? You want to see?
I mean,
Kittle?
I didn't hear nothing. I didn't see Adam Schefter.
Yeah, I'm doing a quick Twitter search.
Yeah.
George Kittle, just to make sure we're not missing something. Both of us couldn't have missed something, and then Adam and Jared.
Yeah.
All
four of us missed something. Would have been interesting.
Yeah, it would have been like something with all in caps with exclamation.
Well, I mean, listen, even last week in the first
Kittle was
game,
in a blimp crash. How do we miss that?
5 targets last week.
He's off the injury report. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like everything's fine with George Kittle. No reason to panic, everybody.
I would go for that catch number. I don't know about the yardage so much, but I would go for that catch number. I would think you would want him to get him involved after that disgusting offensive performance last week.
Looks like there's an Eric Moody. Oh, no. Oh, Moody did that
Eric
tweet. Moody did. Are you in need of a Monday Night Miracle for your fantasy football team in week 4?
That seems like that's something that comes out in the email. Dear writers, please tweet about Monday Night Miracle. If you need a tweet, you can use this one right here, because I swear that has to be going around like that, because everybody tweets that on Monday. It's something we did that years ago on the Roto Experts. You know what I'm saying?
What do you need tonight, right?
The Monday Night Miracle, yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to play that game here on Corey Dondo and Friends, presented by Mayo Media.
We've created that, and we've done that, and we've left that alone. We're on to making new memories now.
Well, we can do. I don't know if you remember.
Y'all to steal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this. We for one of our Halloween shows back in the day, we had a witch come in and bless everybody's teams. Do a spell on everybody's teams. We should do that again this year.
Hey, you remember we had a pastor from one of the church networks come and pray for the teams.
That's right.
Before the championship week.
Yes.
We had like a little basket, and you can put your team name in the basket and the prayed over the basket.
Steal that.
Yeah, steal that. You know what
I'm saying? Come take that from us.
You can't go next door and get a pastor, can you?
Just wait. We got some Halloween stuff. I'm gonna do some nice decorations for Halloween back here. I'll leave some room.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I'm with that.
Yeah. I give it a ghost here in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some bats. You can hang them up from the ceiling so they're just kind of like bouncing down behind me.
That's not a bad idea.
Maybe swap some of this. I got a nice Transylvania 65000 poster.
Do the kids come down there?
I don't know. We've gotten out of here every year for Halloween because.
No, I mean in general, do they if that's a downstairs area, right?
Oh, come down to this room?
Yeah.
No, I got this whole thing set up for them, but they never come down.
That's interesting, right?
I got an easel. I got like one of those little mats. They just like staying upstairs and messing around.
Oh, okay.
Beating each other up.
They should. That's what they do.
Yeah. Good times.
Wait till the baby can get involved.
They've already been dragged into it, literally.
Oh, okay.
Enough of that. What do you think is going to happen in the backfield of the Rams now? Like with this back and forth. Oh, Darrell Henderson, you've been amazing, but now we're just going to replace you with Cam Akers kind of thing. Which way do you think this is going to go?
Yeah. Whoever, it's going to be one of them hot hand things.
Like shrug.
Now,
like,
what
cares?
We do know,
we'll never know.
Yeah, exactly. We'll never know. What we do know is that it's when they got a little attitude with Akers, but they always seem to go back to him at some point. Now, what's interesting is let's see how they run the football tonight, because like I told you, they got Dallas next week.
Yeah.
People are going to be hot on Dallas next week going out there because of the way Dallas defense plays. But watch out if the Cowboys can't stop the run. I would not look past that, how Washington ran the ball on them yesterday. That could be a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and if
right.
it's a thing, the Rams and McVay will pick up on it, and they'll use it against Dallas next week. So let's see what the rushing game looks like. Listen, I got leagues where I start Akers. I don't have no choice. Do I like it? No. Is it going to be successful? I hope it is. That's the only thing I can really say about that.
You know, like in fantasy, we experts, there's another thing you get the email about. Got to buy low on this guy. Like, people aren't dumb anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just buy low or even sell high, especially sell high on Cam. Like, Cam Akers has, let's say, has 80 yards and 2 touchdowns today. And Darrell Henderson goes like 8 for 33 with nothing and like 3 targets. You can't be like, you got to sell high on Cam Akers. Someone's going to buy it because like everyone's watching the same games. They read the same stuff. They know like next week Darrell Henderson could be the guy. You know what I mean? Like there's no way to really sell high on Cam Akers. You
can't sell Cam Akers. No,
you're just stuck.
And you know what? You're not gonna be able to sell Kyle Pitts either. Like if Kyle Pitts was to go 11 for 174 and 2 touchdowns next week, everybody be like, all right. They were like, so you know what I mean? We're not falling for it. You know what I mean? Because listen, now here's the thing. Right quick, not to get off the Rams. Right thing on Kyle Pitts. Yeah. Let's see if it happens now without Patterson there, right? Or if they keep their stick to the run. If they put Algier as somebody that they trust more, because it looks like it's game plan in Atlanta. The game plan is to manage the game, don't turn the football over, rack up first downs, run the football, stop the run, and only really get involved into a passing game unless we have to. So you brought in a quarterback that you don't trust throwing the football, but you drafted a tight end 4th overall the year before that.
I'm checking out.
Well, they were on Watson too, but you know, whatever.
Yeah. That's why they had to get rid of Matt Ryan. Here's the Yahoo trade market.
Maybe it was another reason.
Yeah, I know.
I know, right? You ain't none of that. That Matt Ryan call from the preseason was like, "You sure about Matt Ryan?" I know. Let me tell you something. The Indianapolis Colts fans are like, "He fell for another one
again." That is kind of funny. That is really kind of funny.
They're gonna have Kurt Warner next year. And they're gonna pull Kurt Warner out of retirement. Kurt Warner, I like the Colts. You know what I think I like the Colts? Kurt Warner brings some stability. Nah, they can't block nobody.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, they can't block nobody.
I got the Yahoo trade market up because you brought up the Kyle Pitts thing, and I just was wondering, like, what's Yahoo trade market will just give you every trade made on a Yahoo team. So there's no context. That's the problem. Like, I don't know if there's a keeper league or what, but here's some trades that have gone for Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts been straight up for Darren Waller, which is an interesting one. I guess you got to have a lot of faith in Pitts. You got to have a little bit of faith.
Waller's not been good either. You know what I'm saying? Waller's that's like a trade-off of just bad performances right now because Waller's been a dog. But I would trust Waller to be all right because there's no limitations on what Carr can do throwing the football. But Mariota, it appears as if the Falcons think there's limitations on what he can do throwing the football.
Kyle Pitts
in week 1, right quick on the Rams, they had 52 yards rushing.
Yeah.
That's not
good. Is that it? I feel like Henderson had a bunch of receiving yards then. Darrell Henderson had a big week 1, right?
He was the guy, put it like that. He was the one who got the carries. So that was interesting right there. I just want to look at their rushing totals right quick because I think that could be a reason why they're coming into this game tonight as an underdog. Because let me tell you something. You're not just going to run the ball on the 49ers. They're not going to let you. Oh, my goodness. Now how did I get a Ram truck?
Well, you're doing that. Jared's throwing out the rushing props for us. Akers is 42.5. Henderson's 22.5.
That's a high number for Akers. I would go under on Akers. Henderson looks like it's right there, but I would go under on Akers. So let's go week 2 versus the Falcons. The Rams ran for 65 yards. Right?
Yeah.
Starting to see a trend here. Rams can't run the football.
Or they choose not to. But they got a quarterback with a bad elbow.
Exactly. Running's a part of what their offense does not going to work if they can't run. See, that's the problem with that right there. The offense is not going to work if they can't run. You know, that you can't rely on. Well, I guess you can rely on Cooper Kupp, but he's been able to get it done. Last week they ran for 100 yards, right? Between Akers, Kupp had a 20-yard run, right? That helped him out. But really, you know, Akers ran well last week. So I would say, okay, you want to be optimistic about Akers tonight, but I would also warn against a game with a low total, the Rams as a favorite, as an underdog on the road. It's got to be a reason for that, and it's probably because of the San Francisco 49ers defense. So I'd be careful, or else I would wait until right before kickoff, and I'd bet the under on that Akers number.
If you do under on Akers, do you have to do over on Henderson? Like, are they related, or is it just?
I don't really think so.
Right.
No, I just think they could just struggle running the football again tonight.
Double up, man.
Maybe so. I don't know. I haven't.
Maybe. I mean, you're probably.
I
right.
haven't figured out exactly what. I'm trying to bounce back from yesterday. Thank goodness Arizona pulled it out, and then I came back last night. I came through with what's that team? The Kansas City Chiefs. So that got me back on the positive side. But the all week long, Nando.
Yeah,
I was talking about how much I like the Titans, and then yesterday morning I bet the Colts. Foolish. I gotta trust myself. You know what I'm saying?
You really do. You're a
the
Miami
noise.
fan.
I got the noise. All the noise about the Titans being terrible is just crept into my brain, right? But really, it's the Colts that are terrible. They was chanting the fire. Well, they was chanting in Carolina. They was chanting fire Matt Rule.
Carolina,
and then I seen where Brian Reich was chanting to Carolina. That thing is pitiful, bro. That thing is, woo, wow. They don't run the football either. They must have had less than 80 yards rushing, 60-something yards rushing. They only gave McCaffrey 11 carries yesterday.
McCaffrey was hurt.
They also didn't score in the second half. They barely scored in the first half. Their quarterback play in Carolina is god-awful.
Oh, Baker
Mayfield is terrible.
Here is our boy Michael Salfino. I got a great quote from him. And you know how he can be. Hold on. Where is okay? What can we say about 5 more passes batted at the line by Baker Mayfield? That's 12 for the season. I've never seen anything like this. Last year's leader had 17 for the entire season. Mayfield's on pace for 51, and the Panthers barely throw.
Thank you. They barely throw.
Yeah.
It's not, they don't make no explosive plays. They can't do nothing offensively. The defensive line is very good, though. The defensive line is very good in Carolina. That's one thing I'll give them props about, their defensive line. But when you look at this team, they ran 51 plays yesterday. They had 220 total yards. They ran the ball for 40 yards. They threw the ball for 180. On the throws, it was under 5 yards a pass. So basically, they are using their short passing game as a running game, but it ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? There's no explosive plays from anybody. Baker Mayfield's a dog, and that was just a terrible display of football in Charlotte, North Carolina yesterday. Like, there was a reason to boo. There's a reason to be calling for Rule's job. There's a reason to want everybody out in Carolina because that thing is pitiful besides that defensive line. Man, oh my goodness. I was watching that, and then you ask Baker about the balls getting batted down. Everybody gets balls batted down.
Not 51 a season.
Oh my God, son. That's something Jaden would say to me. I'm like, Jaden, why yada? Everybody do that. I don't care about everybody. I'm not everybody's father. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about Baker Mayfield and why you keep getting because he's 5'5". That's why. Because he's 5'5".
I mean, he seems like an all right dude who gets it. But like,
I'm sure he'd be cool to go to the bar with, have a couple beers with, send him you know what I'm saying? I might say, yo, make Baker. Yo, use promo code friends, sign up for Jock Market. Oh, sure, Corey, no problem.
Right.
And then we'll text. Yo, you play this guy, 100%. But to be the quarterback of my football team, no. It's not going to happen. This guy stinks. He stinks. Now, here's the thing. What do you do if you're Carolina? You got to bench him. Who do you go to?
You got PJ Walker, who's great.
I think PJ Walker's the guy. I agree
XFL MVP, PJ Walker.
I think PJ Walker's the guy.
They're wasting
PJ Walker's the guy. I would give PJ Walker the shot. You got to give somebody the shot. But we looked at this yesterday, right? When we were doing the Bettor Zone. The quarterback depth chart is they're carrying 4 quarterbacks. Darnold and Corral are on the injured reserve.
Yeah.
PJ Walker. You got to go PJ Walker. You got to give Walker a shot because Mayfield is not doing it. And then here's the thing. Then this is what Mayfield is going to do. Then Mayfield is going to react like he got slighted and he didn't get a fair shot. You was number 1 pick in the draft, son. You got a hell of a shot.
I think he's going to be a dutiful, sit there, be a good dude, cheer on PJ Walker.
Yeah, you know Baker Mayfield.
If it's hold on, I'm looking at PJ Walker's one start last because I remember it was good. This is 11-22, so right around Thanksgiving last year. He led them to a win against Detroit. He was 24 for 34, 258 yards passing, 1 touchdown. That's about it. 5 rushes for negative.
They should go on it. They should go in the tank. Listen,
One
it's
fumble.
over. It's over, Carolina.
1 fumble
Go in
recovered.
the tank. Go in the tank, and then you can get Will Levis. You know what I'm saying? Next year, or if you don't want whatever one you want, I think Will is going to be the one that goes 1-1. But there's going to be plenty of quarterbacks in the draft next year. You need a franchise guy, Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Baker's just a bridge.
PJ Walker is like
No.
what you want. It is.
No.
I mean, like he's a mobile quarterback who can throw. Who was the XFL MVP? Who was really good with
The problem is the problem is I know you got to, like saying he's the XFL MVP to somebody that plays professional football.
Yeah,
they're like, well, that means you didn't make it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all right.
That means you had to take the long way. You know what I'm saying?
You had to take the
long route to make it. Yeah.
But then you prove you're like, yeah, I got talent. Like, look, I'm putting up these gaudy numbers with guys who were, they're not NFL. They're not, Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore.
But nobody's calling me to go be the anchor of Sports Center. You feel what I'm saying? And they were like, oh, you did a great job on the Bettor Zone. They be like, well, that's not the anchor of Sports Center. You feel what I mean? So it's like, even though I probably could do it, you know what I mean? But here's the thing. The bottom line of the matter is this, Nando. It ain't cutting. Baker Mayfield ain't cutting it. And PJ Walker needs to get a shot. You know what I'm saying? So I would look at PJ Walker as a player with an arrow going up.
Jared in the back is asking in the back end, how'd that go with Tommy Maddox being XFL? I think we actually didn't Tommy Maddox have like a great year? Didn't he go to Super Bowl?
Touchdown Tommy Maddox.
Yeah, touchdown Tommy Maddox.
No, he led to Ben Roethlisberger. That's what he led to.
Did he?
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger was the quarterback after Maddox. Remember, Maddox couldn't cut it. They went and drafted Ben Roethlisberger.
Maddox did something. He had like one really good season, though, didn't he? At least one.
I believe he did have a good season, yes.
Yeah. So there. And that was the other XFL. This is this was the new XFL.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, I feel you. But no, I agree with PJ Walker. I'm not saying, but now next year when you get the first pick of the draft, you don't go draft a defensive tackle because you got PJ Walker.
They just drafted the guy. What's his name? The guy, the other
Matt
guy.
Corral. Matt Corral from Ole Miss. No, you got to go get why he ain't playing.
Isn't he on IR?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's injury or that's performance.
Oh, right, one of those, yeah.
Yeah, that could be performance. Like this kid's not ready. You know what I'm saying? It could be that.
Look, if they don't want PJ Walker, they can send him to the Giants. We'll take him. They'll take him.
Yeah, the Giants certainly will.
They could use it. We're gonna take a quick break.
Oh, wait a minute. He had surgery on his foot. Oh, he's back with the team. So he's with the So at some point this season, they may have a chance. Yeah, they give him a shot. They gotta try everybody to see. They might as well draft somebody. It doesn't make a difference.
You got to
give Corral the shot. You got to give Corral the shot because you drafted Corral last year. So maybe around week 9, you put Corral in, see what you got, and then after that, bam, go get Will Levis.
I mean, Darnold's still just like 24 and never really got a fair shot.
Bro, it's not Darnold. They saw Darnold all year last year, and he stunk.
And is in a terrible offensive system with a terrible head coach.
Well, he can try to coach next year, Darnold.
Maybe a terrible head coach.
That'll be open.
I'm saying, look, a lot of people. I remember Darnold. It might be open by Halloween.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, no, right? He's in a shocking move. The Colts have traded for Sam Darnold.
Oh, you know what? That might be what they're missing is the youth part of it all.
Yeah, you're right. That could be what they're missing, the youth part.
Yeah,
you're 100% correct. You know what I'm saying? Because, Matt, it keep bringing – man, we fell for the Colts thing again. Oh, boy.
It's only been 4 weeks. It's only been 4 weeks. We got some time.
They could fight back into it, but now with Taylor hurt, man, this is going to be real tough for them.
Yeah, that's going to be a little impossible, I think.
Man, all my fantasy players get hurt, bro. All of them. I lost Walker and Taylor yesterday. My goodness.
That's hard. Sorry.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine, man. We know how to do the pickups tomorrow.
Yeah.
Algier.
Yeah, I can't wait. You think Algier is available in my league? You know what I'm saying? I can't
trade for him. You know what? Maybe Algier's a good trade target because whoever has him is like, yeah, I guess, like I got to start him, but like
yeah, if you can get him, go for it. But
he's like my fourth. I'm not going to start him over Singletary.
But with Patterson out, do you know Well, first of all, if somebody in your league right now owns Algier, it's a savvy owner, right?
Yeah.
Now, with Patterson out, that person is not that you got to trade that person, Jonathan Taylor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to sell him. I'll trade you JT. He'll come back from the high ankle sprain. He'll bounce back and carry you down the stretch while Algier can help me tread water now. That's how you would have to sell it.
Oh, wait. No, I thought you meant like Algier's going to be the new JT.
No, he's going to have a lot of target, I think.
He'll
have volume.
I would go for Algier because I don't think people really, they're not ready for buys yet. I mean, I guess a savvy GM would understand that buys are coming next week, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. Like, I feel like people view him as just like just a backup who is taking up the last spot. I don't need him. I'm not going to start
Patterson out a month, and they don't trust their running game.
Huh?
Yep. Patterson out a month, and they don't trust their running game.
I'm sure there's someone better that you could. Let's go to the Yahoo trade market.
You can see, try the Yahoo trade market. You can see already what Atlanta's going to be. Atlanta's going to be manage the game and try to win it in the fourth quarter.
Which they're 2-2. I mean,
it's worked half the times.
There have been 11 trades. Tell you what, let's take a break. I'm going to pull up this Tyler Algier trade market, see who he's been getting traded for. And then we're going to hit the MVP. We got to check out the MVP reset because I don't know if it's gotten interesting. I don't think it has, but there's some movement with those top four. To me, interesting is a guy who's like 25-1 who can still win it, which I don't think that's happening. I think there are four people. It's four. But we'll take a look at it anyway because those numbers are moving, and that's where there might still be some value, I think. Stay tuned. Corey Nando and Friends, presented by Mayo Media and sponsored by Jock Market. We'll be right back after this.
This is Corey Nando and Friends, presented by Mayo Media and sponsored by Jock Market. Make real money every second of every game. The Playbook with Fensty and Ronis, presented by FantasyAlarm.com.
The only person, I've said this to you before, who I believe back then, of all those power hitters who truly was clean, Ken Griffey Jr.
I mean, I think so when he got hurt. We'll never know that for sure either.
No, dude.
We've seen guys who were not big take substances.
That's true.
Get busted. So it's not about that always.
I hear you. It's just, don't you think with the way his career kind of went, you would think that he didn't take anything?
I don't think he did, but we'll never know 100%.
I'm going to keep telling myself that he didn't. The 1 year player, I mean, he's my favorite baseball player of all time. In the 1990s, Ron, as a kid, as a 5-year-old kid who plays video games and collected cards, there was no one cooler than Ken Griffey Jr. I still wear my hat backwards because Ken Griffey Jr. did it and he looked really cool doing that, wearing a backwards baseball cap. Like, he made everything the guy did looked cool. Even the home run in the movie Little Big League, it's acting, it's all, I guess, fake, but even he made that look cool. I mean, Ken Griffey Jr., you're a little bit older than me, but in the 90s, besides Michael Jordan, was there a more loved athlete than Ken Griffey Jr.?
Yeah, no, I love Griffey. He's one of my favorite players ever, from defensively to hitting his swing. And yeah, I would have loved to see what he could have done if he had stayed healthy, the final numbers he'd finished with. So no, I was a huge fan of Ken Griffey, and it's a shame though that all those injuries towards the end of his career just really limited the production he could put up, but he still put up elite numbers. He was so fun to watch. So I'm a huge Ken Griffey guy.
And here's the other thing too. So 1994, the season got shortened because of the strike.
And he finished with 40 homers in 111 games that year, man. And then he had 56 2 years in a row, 97 and 98, and then 48. He had a stretch 4 years in a row, 49, 56, 56, 48, 40. I mean, unbelievable. And then, yeah, once he hit like 31, he started to miss games, 111, 70, 53, 83. So think about that. All those years that he lost, and he still hit 630 home runs, man. Yeah. So if he was clean, he would have been the all-time home run champion. Again, we're all guessing here, but you would think, all right, well, once he got into age 31, 32, that's when the body started breaking out, which is typical, right, for someone who's not using anything, whereas we saw Barry Bonds just get better with age. And we did not see that with Griffey. So look at 2001, where he's 31, he played on, look at the home runs decline, 8, 13, 20, 35, 27, 30, 18, 15 to his age 38 season. Even age 39 in 170 games, he had 19 home runs. So he probably would have definitely been the all-time home run leader had he been able to stay healthy.
Better Sports Network. It's sports talk done better.
Josh takes the snap, back to throw. Now he's going to run it around the left side. First down yardage inside the 5. Headed towards the end zone. Is he in? Yes. Touchdown, Buffalo. Josh Allen around the left side. Touchdown, an 11-yard run for the Buffalo quarterback. What a play.
On second down, Lamar Jackson takes the snap. Shovel pass goes to Dobbins. Bangs off it. Field defender and in for the touchdown. Shotgun. Gainwell to the right of Hurts. Hurts back. Hurts looking. Hurts going to dash. He dives, and he is into the end zone.
They fake the trap. Now Mahomes scrambling to his right. Holding it, gets off the hit. Now lunging forward. And now fires it late. Caught at the back of the end zone. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Mahomes with the touchdown pass.
This is Corey Nando and Friends, presented by Mayo Media and sponsored by Jock Market. Make real money every hour, every minute, every second of every game.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Corey Nando and Friends, presented by Mayo Media Network, sponsored by Jock Market. Corey Parson, Nando Fino. Tyler Algier trades. We're gonna get into those in a second. Actually, let's get into those now. Then we'll jump into MVPs. I just want to put a little cherry on top of that discussion, Core.
Let's do it.
Here are the trades that have been made for Tyler Algier in Yahoo leagues without any context. I mean, I guess we can figure this out if we, someone look weird, but Tyler Algier in the last 24 hours, there were 11 trades involving him. Juju Smith-Schuster was one of the deals.
Oh boy.
He was traded with Cam Akers for James Conner and Romeo Doubs, that's an interesting one.
Well, that's interesting, but James Conner is one of the most uninspiring football players I've ever seen in my life.
He was traded with a second-round pick for a sixth-round pick, which I'm going to throw that out.
Dynasty, yeah.
Tyler Algier was traded for Derek Carr, which maybe that's a super flex league.
It might be the most uninspiring quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
Here's a good one. So you can get Tyler Algier for a bunch of uninspiring players, basically what we're learning. Tyler Algier, he was traded for Melvin Gordon.
That's somebody thinking Melvin Gordon's going to have the job. I would go after Mike Boone. Melvin Gordon fumbled again yesterday. I'm not sure he got back in the game after that fumble. Somebody correct me on that if I'm mistaken. Mike Boone looks to be the guy that you want to go after to replace Javonte Williams. Obviously, Gordon to get out the doghouse and be in the mix, but they used Mike Boone a lot yesterday. They probably could trust him a little bit more. That Gordon had a bad fumble yesterday, kind of cost him that game.
I'm so sick of these coaches who do that. I mean, well, yeah, he actually had a bad fumble.
This guy's fumbling too much, bro.
Nathaniel Hackett's not showing up like Joe Judge. You know what I mean? Like
Nathaniel Hackett needs to calm down. Yeah,
discipline.
Exactly.
My 80-year-old game manager said I wonder if his game manager told him.
He said they hired a head coach so he could be the offensive coordinator. He's getting head coach money. I don't know.
Hey, Nathaniel, you got to bench Melvin Gordon.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly.
That's my game managing advice.
Because that was I'm about to say a pick six. That was a fumble recovery for a touchdown. He recovered that fumble. He took that to the crib. That's the play. If you saw the viral play of that Broncos offensive lineman making that attempt to catch the guy going into the end zone. Pitiful attempt. That was the play that Melvin Gordon fumbled on. That's how that play started with a Melvin Gordon fumble. That poor guy. That was good effort, though. He gets an E for effort. He gets an E for effort. There you go. And that's the most important thing right there. He tried. I like that. You know what I mean? But,
look,
man.
We're talking about him like he wasn't doing that like he was like a joke. Like if I was doing that at the end and I couldn't catch him, I'd be like, here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody asked him about that. Somebody's gonna ask him about that this week, probably on Wednesday when the players have media availability. Somebody's gonna ask him about that because that was hilarious. Because I know he saw that. I know his boys are clowning him right now.
Tyler Algier's been traded for Antonio Gibson. He's been traded for Allen Robinson. He's been traded for
That's
Devontae
a good trade
Parker.
on both sides. It might be a wash, but Gibson's running well and Algier. So you don't know what those rosters look like, but that's a decent trade. What else?
Allen Robinson, Devontae Parker. There's a Mac Hollins and Hunter Renfrow. That doesn't seem like
It's a lot of nothingness.
And Sky Moore, which I assume is also Dynasty.
Yeah, it should be Dynasty as well.
Those are the and then Tyler Algier. This is a joke too. And Harrison Butker for Dustin Hopkins and Trevor Lawrence.
I don't understand some of these trades. If I'm an Algier and you're trying to get Algier off of me with no Cordero Patterson and I'm on an offense that wants to run the football and manage the game, you're going to have to come better than that.
That's what I'm saying. Because like I would go after him in a league and just be like, you got 7 running backs. You don't need Algier.
Yeah. Your running back depth can go from 7 to 2 in one Sunday.
Then I don't have to put that as part of the trade in the message.
You very well could have a Javonte Williams and Jonathan Taylor team. Like that's a possibility. You could have that, and those 2 dudes could be gone now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Disaster.
And what do you? Yeah. And Nyheim Hines is gone. And,
what are you gonna do?
And Melvin Gordon's gone. I guess you can try for Boone and Algier on the waiver wire.
Yeah, exactly. Or oh boy.
Yeah.
But you know what? Patterson's a player that I would trade for. If I had the roster real estate where I could put somebody on my bench for a month or put somebody in an IR spot for a month, I would trade for Patterson because I want to see what that offense looks like without Patterson. If they don't start getting the ball to Pitts now, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Because nobody else on that team is that talented.
You know what? No one's going to trade Patterson because everyone has the IR spot, though.
Yeah.
Like you got to have someone like, I get to reach my
my
Sam Darnold on IR for Cordell Patterson. Seems like a pretty easy move. But that's the problem when these guys get hurt and they go on IR. Is all these leagues I think default to one IR spot at the very least. So
yeah,
there you go, man. Let's take a look at the MVP odds and how they've reset. I ran through BetMGM, and if you got something else in front of you that might have different odds, shop around a little bit.
I think the top 4 is the same everywhere.
You got Josh Allen at plus 275. I got Mahomes at plus 450. I got Lamar Jackson at plus 550. Jalen Hurts at plus 550. I threw Justin Herbert in there at plus 1,200 because you never know. And then I scrolled down. I'm like, let's see just who else is around there. Burrow's 25 to 1.
It's 2 players that could make a jump up.
And?
Tom Brady.
All right.
And Trevor Lawrence.
I think Tom Brady's hurt. I think he's going to come out this week and not play. And then will he play this weekend?
That'd be interesting.
He took a hit. He got a hit.
He got beat up pretty good. He's been getting beat up pretty good. That offensive line has been a problem. But if he can turn it around, that's a story. Yeah. And then plus he's a senior citizen. So you know what I'm saying? As in football years, because I'm not a senior citizen.
No.
But
Brady. Am I.
But Brady is he's a guy that can get hot and get it going.
Yeah.
Lawrence, if he can take the Jaguars, let's say the Jaguars can be a top 3 seed in the AFC. If the Jaguars win that division, Lawrence is going to be shorter than 33 to 1. I tell you that much. So those are players where their numbers are going to get those are 2 players whose numbers could get shorter.
I would love to they allowed you to do a show bet. Like this is horse racing. Like I would bet on Lawrence finishing the top 3.
That would be great if they could do that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like if you can get paid for the odds dropping, that'd be great too.
Right.
Like when the odds go from 33 down to like plus 650. Like if you can get paid for that, that'd be cool.
Cool. I feel like we did. I swear we didn't do this on purpose, but I think we're basically explaining what Jock Market does. Look, the Jock Market is brand new sponsor. Like we haven't had a chance to play it yet because we didn't have it this last weekend. I like the way Legeza talks about it is exactly this. You're buying and selling and trading these guys as their value moves and fluctuates. So I think we actually fit, like this might actually be a solution.
Maybe that's the case. Maybe we just hop on Trevor Lawrence and Jock Market or whatever the case may be. Kyler Murray he played better in the second half than he did in the first half yesterday. But I just listen, it's a you know who the players are. If there is a player outside, maybe you want to go with a non-quarterback.
Yeah.
Then it's Cooper Kupp. It's Cooper Kupp.
But then, I mean, how do you not give it to Stafford? Cooper Kupp's having an amazing campaign.
Then you have to give it to Stafford. Exactly.
Yeah. So I think Burrow could, like, Burrow's 25 to 1. Burrow could blow up, man. Like, Burrow, the difference between Burrow and Lawrence is Lawrence is going to have like a bunch of 225-yard, 2-touchdown games.
Yeah, he's going to manage the game and get wins.
Yep.
If Burrow get wins, he's going to be because of Burrow.
410 yards and 3 touchdowns kind of stuff.
He's going to need to go on and run like he went on last year. I can see it. I don't mind Burrow. I can see it happening. He's going to need to go on and run like he went on last year. You know what I'm saying? That's going to have to be the just of it. Him and what's your boy name? Jamar Chase get hot. And they get on the run. He could be the one. Now, here's the deal, right? This week, is that football night in America? Bengals and Ravens. Is that football night in America?
Yeah, I'm looking up the Thanksgiving games. I want to see who's playing on Thanksgiving this year because that's a big game that everyone's going to Bills, Lions, Giants, Cowboys, Patriots, Vikings. Josh Allen's the only MVP. as of right now. Playing in
that Giants Cowboys game might mean something on Thanksgiving. Bills, Lions, Giants, Cowboys, and who else was the last one?
Patriots, Vikings at 8:20 when you're passed out.
Yes. Hopefully, Mac Jones be back for that.
Yeah. Do you remember that game? No, man.
Nah,
Kirk Cousins? No, I have no idea.
I remember the year when they debuted the Thursday night game when they first put a game on a third game. And I'm not mistaken, that might have been the year when Mike Tomlin stepped in front of the dude from the Ravens. Remember that?
I remember that.
And he told I was watching the scoreboard. My bad. No, you knew what you was doing.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin's a grimy dude, yo. He's been called to the commissioner's office a couple of times. He's a Hall of Famer, don't get me wrong, but Mike Tomlin, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You know what I'm saying? So, but here's the thing, right? That game next weekend.
Yeah.
The Bengals might win that. I like the Bengals in that game because what the Bengals are good at, the Bengals' strength is the Ravens' weakness. The Bengals are good at throwing the football down the field. The Ravens are god awful at covering long passes down the field.
They got to make a trade. They got to do something, man.
And they got Peters back this year too. They drafted that guy, Kyle Hamilton. He was supposed to be the savior. It makes the fix it ain't fixing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would look at, listen, right now, that number's 3.5. I would grab that hook with the Bengals. The Bengals are going to be a pain in the butt for Baltimore next week.
I think Bengals plus 155 against the Ravens, too, if you want to go money line over at BetMGM.
Is the hook still there, or is the hook going already?
I didn't write that down for some reason.
That game opened up. I'll find it right now.
If I didn't write it down, it was probably just 3. It was probably just 3 because nothing of note.
Yeah, I saw it too. Oh, yeah, it's 3. It's going. The hook is going. So, yeah, the hook is going. You should have jumped on it last night. You really got to start hitting these games on Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? Because you're really going to get your best number on Sunday night.
I got a couple other things that I looked at when I was doing the futures, when I was going through the MVP. I want to run them by you. Nick Sirianni's the favorite for Coach of the Year at 175. Doug Peterson's plus 650. And Brian Daboll's plus 1,600. That's a 3-1 Giants team. And Doug Peterson, obviously, like just changing the entire culture and everything in Jacksonville. I understand what Sirianni's doing, and it's great, and I'm happy for him. But I feel like if you're going to talk storyline, you're going to talk voters, you're going to talk actual, who could possibly win the award justifiably. Doug Peterson at plus 650, and even Brian Daboll at 1,600. They got shots, man.
Yeah, I also would look at, and this might sound like a joke for me saying this. I would also look at Mike McCarthy. I think Mike McCarthy is actually doing a decent job this season.
We should end the show right now.
I know, right?
We should never do the show again. I feel.
I just complimented Mike McCarthy.
Yeah,
that sounds terrible. And also, I would not forget about Andy Reid.
Yeah, I feel like Andy Reid's like a boy. Yeah,
you can feel like Andy Reid's supposed to do it, right?
I guess they lost Tyreek Hill.
But then you go, they lost Tyreek Hill and don't seem like they're missing the beat. As a matter of fact, the offense is playing better than it did at this time last year.
Right.
So listen, I understand you always want to look for the up and coming coach or the coach turning a team around.
Yeah.
But there's people inside the league, they can look at, hey, this guy's doing a good job considering. And I think McCarthy and Reid are doing a good job considering.
Right. Yeah, that's a good call. Brian Daboll doing a good job considering he has no quarterbacks.
Yes. Considering they ain't won 5 games in the last 10 seasons. And considering since they got off the boat, they've been trash.
That's right. I guess he must have done this, saged the locker room or something, because there's no more. That Timberland boat thing is gone.
Yeah, thank God.
One thing I know, so I was looking at comeback player of the year. Brian Robinson's at plus 600. He's about to come back. I assume those odds are going to shrink, as he plays. I still find it weird that he's in there. But who's not? Geno Smith isn't anywhere in comeback player of the year. I found that very. Yeah, dude. I mean, Geno Smith should be like 6-1 for comeback player of the year right now.
Yeah, he should be there. Maybe because he wasn't injured last year, but he's still. I think he should be considered for that award. You know what I'm saying? I think you got to put Geno in there. Man, there was something that happened yesterday that I wanted to ask you about, and that slipped my mind just that quick. Something off the beaten path, something kind of fun, like Russell Wilson commercials and stuff like that. It was something, but it slipped my mind. Oh, you know who is good at calling football games? What's my man name from the NBA? Stojakovic is a flamethrower. What is his
Marv
name?
Albert?
Not Marv Albert.
Then
He's
you've
known
lost
for
me.
basketball. Yes, Kevin Harlan.
Oh,
Kevin
no,
Harlan,
he sounds like Marv Albert.
Oh, he's great. You know what I'm saying? He's very good at football. He's excellent at basketball, very good at football. He said something yesterday, and I was like, man, that was good, Kevin Harlan. Like, he has catchphrases for football, too. You know, his basketball, he's a flamethrower. But in football, he had one, too. And I was like, no, that was good, Kevin Harlan.
Really? We don't know what it was.
I can't remember because when it happened, I went to go get my phone to text Jarrett. You know what I'm saying? Hey, did you just hear that, Kevin Harlan? But then it was like I went to go get my phone, and then like something happened, and then I was like, "Well, what was I doing?" Then I was in the kitchen, like, "Why am I here? Let me get another beer since I'm here." You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. Oh, hey, I got one for you, friend. Here's something that just came up before the show. I got my brother-in-law texting me. He said McDonald's adult Happy Meals are here. And I'm like, what is that?
Well, what do they have?
So I looked it up. And it's almost like the Funko Pops, but it's like in collaboration with a streetwear team that they've done stuff like Nike and stuff. It's called like Camp Flea Market or something like that. I got to look it up again. I was trying to look it up during the breaks. So you can get like an adult Happy Meal it's like $14, and it comes with one of 4 little things. Like there's Grimace, there's the bird, there's the Hamburglar, and then like there's their like cactus. It's called like Cactus Flea Market. Anyway, their mascot. Yeah, which would suck if you got that one.
Yeah, for real.
But like they're weird. Like they got like 2 sets of eyes, like double up eyes.
So it's like little McDonald's collectibles.
But here's the thing, like like early Funko Pops are worth a ton of money.
Yeah,
like I don't know how limited edition this is going to be. Am I really going to go after the show and spend $28 on 2 of them? And then what? Like how many people are going to do this? How limited is it going to be?
Yeah.
Or is it just going to be junk that's going to be sitting in my drawer, because I was a little too late to the Funko party. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's out right now. It's out right now.
I'm just McDonald's right around the corner to the truck stop. I'm going to go check it out.
You should check
later
it out.
On today. Yeah, I definitely will. Also,
because I don't know, like, is it? What do you get it? Like, would you get one?
Yeah, I would get one. Why not? I saw this right before the show started. This is an interesting box. I've never seen this before. Skybox Metal Universe Champions trading cards.
Oh, those
This is where you can like pull like a Jordan or a Tiger Woods or something like that out of these. I've never seen these before.
I don't know if it's, I don't think it's Leaf. I think it's Skybox. Someone brought back the Skybox brand, but they've been I think it's like a $1,200 box. I see it on Target.com for $29.99.
All right.
Maybe I'm thinking of the hobby box.
Maybe that is maybe that's the price for the hobby box. But yeah, it's 2021 Skybox Metal Universe Champions. They like got Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? They like you can pull some cool stuff out of there. So I was thinking about, when these things be on Target.com, they go real fast. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
After the show, I might get one.
They might not be there.
You just be going that fast, but the show comes first. And if not, I'll catch it at Walmart.
We can take a break if you want to do it real quick.
Don't worry about it.
Leaf did a weird thing yesterday where I buy some stuff once in a while from Leaf, and they're running like they've got some cool. They're getting like a lot of good. They have a Player of the Week thing they're doing, and it's a card that's autographed. If you go to a Leaf shop I go like once a week just to see what they're doing, and you can get like an autographed card for like $30. But I got it. What?
Go ahead. I meant to tell you, I got those cards from Whatnot came in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to find them for you. I want to show you.
We'll grab those in the break too.
I'll grab those in the break. That I will do in the break.
They sent me an email and they're like, "Hey, it's customer appreciation."
At Whatnot?
Leaf. They were selling a box of Bowman Chrome, 2021 Bowman Chrome, and like Leaf can't do this. That's a Topps product. Like, this is very weird here.
Yeah,
I don't know why they did it. Yeah, I'm like, how or why? It was sold out by the time I clicked through.
Those things sell out fast.
But I mean, I don't know why Leaf was selling it. It didn't make any sense to me.
Maybe something's going on behind the scenes.
And let me tell you the other thing.
Oh, here, good one's right here. Just pulled right out. How about that?
Maybe there was something going on. Maybe they let the cat out of the bag too early. Let me tell you the third thing that was weird that I did this weekend.
Sure, I'm listening.
I got a subscription to Sports Illustrated for kids.
They don't have the cards in there. They still do got the cards in there, don't they?
I got the cards. Yeah, so I got my first one. My first one showed up.
Who'd you
it wasn't anything crazy except for, and I'm trying to get more into NWSL and the women's sports.
Yeah.
Their number one pick. She's on the San Diego Wave. I was just reading the backs of the card. I'm like, who is this? Like, there's a college player. There's her. There's someone else. And her rookie card's only like $3. Those NWSL Parkland cards only $3. So I bought a few.
Okay.
I went on eBay, bought a few of those.
Yeah.
I figured she couldn't have to be an SI for kids,
Why not? Yeah. No, I remember. I told you Jimmy Johnson story, right? That was SI for kids. And then most lately, my nephew used to get them, and I got a Trey Lance,
Naomi Kerma, yes.
Trey Young out of SI for kids was the last one. But the SI for kids, Serena Williams,
yeah,
that's gonna be like a $100. That's gonna be like a 6-figure card right there.
The Tiger Woods out of control.
Yeah, exactly. So some of those SI for kids, some of those cards hit.
And I guess SI for kids pleaded with like the grading companies. I read this is like a Revell story from a long time ago. Like, please don't grade these. Like these are meant to be just inserts in a magazine. They're not meant to be collector.
Oh no, you don't
cards.
get to do that, SI. No.
They tried.
No. Yeah, cut
they
that
tried.
out. Please, we don't tell you what to do with your swimsuit issue. When you wanna break the rules on your swimsuit issue, we don't tell you what to do. So let us do what we please to do with our cards.
Yeah, hey, SGC issues a press release asking Sports Illustrated to cover up the nipples.
yeah, exactly.
All right. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. I want to see what you got.
Gotcha.
And then go buy the cards on Target. This is Coronado Friends, presented by Mayo Media and sponsored by Jock Market. We'll be right back after this.
Bettor Sports Network is sponsored by Jock Market.
The Bull moments.
Everybody up here at U.S. Cellular. Sox 5 runs, 6 hits. The 2-1 to Bartlett. Swing shot to short. Ramirez has it, throws. Bartlett picks the perfect game. His second no-hitter. People going crazy here at U.S. Cellular. He's mobbed by his teammates. A perfecto.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. Right out, 1 second left. What a play by Bird. Bird stole the imposing pass. Laid it up to DJ. DJ laid it up to him. And Boston has a 1-point lead with 1 second left.
Out of the I formation on first down. Peterson to carry, looking for running room on the right side, has it to the 25, across the 30, across the 35, and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Adrian Peterson has just gone over 2,000 yards for the season, the 7th man in NFL history to cross the 2,000-yard mark.
Well, a thundering ovation for number 66, Mario Lemieux.
Just the emotion I'm sure Mario is feeling in this place. You don't appreciate something until it's gone, and it's so great to have Mario back.
Yager turns around. Over to Lemieux. Mario Lemieux, his first goal in his comeback here tonight at the Mellon Arena. And the Penguins lead 3-0, and he is smiling like a butcher's dog. Mario Lemieux.
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. The Bears have scored, but the Bands are out on the field.
Pearson moves in front of the STP Dodge. Petty comes back to the inside. They almost touch as they move down low in the bank, and they're going to be side by side as they exit the bank and head for the finish line.
Richard Petty goes back in front. They both spin. They're in the wall. Petty is slamming into the wall. He's coming down toward the finish line. Will he make it? Pearson is still running. The winner is car number 21. An amazing finish. Richard Petty's car demolished the front end, as well as car number 21. An unbelievable finish, a terrible crash. David Pearson has won the Daytona 500.
Leitner catches, comes down, dribbles, shoots, scores! Christian Leitner has hit the bucket at the buzzer! Pitched by Downey, swinging, there's a drive into left center field. That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7-15. There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron.
The most valuable player is Magic Johnson. 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists. He starts at center, plays forward and guard, and leads the Los Angeles Lakers to a world championship 123-107 over Philadelphia.
Whether you collect sports memorabilia, fantasy championships, or winning bet slips, talk about it on Bettor Sports Network.
Second and 6 from the 8.
Three tight ends. Slayton split right. Play fake. Jones is going to bootleg and roll left. He's going to run it again. Jones to the 5. Jones dives in. Touchdown, Giants. Daniel Jones on a 12-yard run on the naked boot around the left side. His second rushing touchdown of the game. And the Giants have widened their lead to 13-6 with the extra point pending.
Coronado and Friends is sponsored by Jock Market. Make real money every hour, every minute, every second of every game.
Welcome back, everybody. Coronado and Friends, brought to you by Jock Market, part of the Mayo Media Network. Jock Market offers it is Jock MKT if you're searching for it on iOS or the Android.
Google
it's been
Play
so long.
Store.
Yeah, Google Play. It's been so long. I'm like a full-on Apple guy now. Sorry. You know what? Maybe if you could ever figure out how to get Apple messages, like group messages, then I'll come back. Anyway, Jock Market offers live daily markets for sports that let you buy and sell shares of athletes in real time. This does sound like a Trevor Lawrence thing. We could have gotten Trevor Lawrence in Jock Market in real time with other users, all for real money. Each share has a guaranteed payout at the end of the night. Download now using promo code FRIENDS to receive 100% deposit match up to $100. Your first market will also be risk-free with losses refunded up to $100. Download the Jock Market app now using promo code FRIENDS. Or if you're with us in the app, you can just hit the button. Take you right there. Nice and easy.
Cool.
Tua is out for the Jets game.
Yeah, we've kind of figured that. The social media, the neurologist on social media diagnosed him and said he needs at least one game. That's what the neurologist on Twitter said.
Renee Miller wrote a great, we did a live blog on Sunday, and Renee Miller wrote a great, 4
She knows that type of. Now she knows that she can speak on stuff like that.
Let me tell you. Oh, you were making a joke about the neurologist on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's a lot funnier now. I blew by that one. She wrote about the second concussion, and she put it in she's like, imagine a hurricane just rips through your town, right? And it knocks out power, tears off roofs, whatever. That's the first concussion. The second concussion, 24 hours later, another one comes through. And she's like, that's why the second one is so much worse, because it's like the first one's already ravaged everything. The second one's just coming through and just destroying it. You know what I mean? You have no defense essentially.
Yeah,
when the
basically
second one comes.
That's right quick on that situation, right? You know how over the weekend they came out and they fired the doctor. Man, the NFL is so good at it's the independent neurologist. What do we know? What do you know?
Right. How about
everybody that saw that knew that he was concussed. You know what I'm saying? But then the Dolphins are like, we didn't know, Papi. I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We knew what was going on. You know what? You were playing the Buffalo Bills. You needed your quarterback out there. So there you go. Jalen must be is Jalen a real person, or is Jalen like my conscience? Because he's right. It was the quick as a hiccup. That's what it was. He's as quick as a hiccup. Good job, Jalen. That's what the Kevin Harlan one I was talking about. He's as quick as a hiccup. Very good.
What are the chances that's a RotoWare shirt already?
I know, right? He's as quick as a hiccup.
RotoWare. Someone needs to come out with a RotoWare glossary or a RotoWare Wikipedia, because I see them and I'm like, that's referencing something that seems funny, but I have no idea what this means.
Yeah, no doubt, 100%. I'd agree with you. They need to get that done. We need to get Kenny on the show and see what's going on.
Yeah, we should get Kenny on the show.
Yeah, I would like to get Kenny.
Maybe we could get him on to explain. We could pick 10 shirts and be like, "What does this mean, Kenny? Why is Tony Gonsolin made out of cats?"
Yeah, that's a good idea. Shout out to Kenny. I'm also my tree, the fantasy executive tree.
All right, fair. Everyone knows you're big in the textile business. You're right. You should definitely
exactly. I know the materials that get it popping. So we did a legacy break, right? And I like to look at the legacy cards.
Yeah.
So the other night on Whatnot, I got this Kenny Pickett. Look at that, right on time.
Oh, good timing, man.
His college uniform.
Yeah.
But I still like it right there. That's Kenny Pickett in his Pitt Panther uniform, rookie card, the legacy one.
Nice. Good timing.
And listen, this is something I would tell everybody to do. Man, no matter what your budget is, you know what I'm saying? It's probably time to start racking up on some LeBron James, because he's not going to be playing basketball forever. Probably no more than another 2 or 3 years at tops. I would probably guess this season and next season, and then LeBron James will ride off into the sunset and retire. So I got a 2024 Flair Traditions LeBron James. It's only a 6.
That's a cool looking card.
It's a good looking card. It's the second year Cleveland Cavalier uniform, Flair Traditions. You don't really get much flares anymore. Backwards dunk, Cavs logo right there. LeBron James year 2. So this was only $20. You know what I'm saying?
You really got to try to mess a card up that's not that old.
I know it's exactly. Yeah, I know. And then again, I'm looking at the card and I'm like, I wonder why this is a 6. But then again, I don't do that type of stuff right there.
Break it open.
Had like the old school back, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, it is cool. And you see it's only 1 year of stats before it. So this is going into his second season. So that's what the latest pickups right there for non-single card Corey. But like I said, LeBron James not going to be around actively playing in the NBA much longer. So when he retires, his stuff is going to go through the roof.
Do you think he's a good actor?
I think he's good at everything he does. He's a very good actor. He acts good. He's a comedian. You know what I'm saying? He could go a little too far on social media sometime with some of his takes. You know what I'm saying? But he's right to his opinion. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, listen, for somebody who came in with all of that kind of hype and they lived up to it, that's amazing.
I saw Space Jam 2. All right, so I saw him in Trainwreck. I'm like, this was surprisingly good. And then I saw Space Jam 2. I'm like, that's surprisingly bad. And then I saw him in AT&T commercial. Was not that good.
Yeah, the AT&T commercial is good.
Yeah,
you like the AT&T commercial? Yeah.
I mean, you can tell he's not there with
career in acting if he wants to, but he doesn't need to.
I don't know if he's got a career in acting.
You don't think so?
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if he's that good. Like,
okay.
You know,
you're not O.J. Simpson good?
I think like who was the girl who's he's good. He was good.
He was very good, O.J. Simpson.
He was actually really good. I mean, it's a shame. I wonder what roles we lost that he could like. Who would O.J. Simpson be playing right now? Like, because he would have still been acting. You know, he would have had all these roles.
Would have still been acting. Definitely would have.
He definitely would have had a Netflix show where he's like a grandfather.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right?
Like he's the grandfather to one of the dudes that Jeffrey Dahmer got. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about this Jeffrey Dahmer thing. I'm like, I'm not watching that.
No. I don't. I mean, I don't. You know, I watched the Munsters remake, and that was weird. That had the most bizarre ending. It's on a Netflix. Rob Zombie.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. Like I remember, I read books about. Like I don't.
I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that, bro. Save it. I'm not watching that.
I'm on a run of like the documentary. All these documentaries. It's a documentary. Or is it a show?
The Jeffrey Dahmer. I think it's a show.
Oh,
I think it's different episodes. You know what I'm saying?
Like someone's playing Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, you got a dude playing. Yeah. And the dude is. People are like. All of a sudden, people are like romanticizing Jeffrey Dahmer. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
weird.
He's become almost like a celebrity. I hate to say it that way. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
Weird, man.
That's weird. Like that dude. How can you watch that and be like? I mean, how can you know what he did and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch this"? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, "Oh, I'm into this." Like, no, I'm not into this at all.
I can buy the RotoWear T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not watching that.
Yeah, I don't care.
That's what my RotoWear T-shirt would say. I'm not watching that.
Right? Yeah. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I got better things to do.
I'd rather watch Aaron Judge home run cut in than Jeffrey Dahmer. You know what I'm saying?
We've been waiting forever for this Aaron Judge home run.
They keep walking him.
Okay,
when's the last day of the season? Is Wednesday, right?
Yeah, there's not a lot of time left. I got tomorrow's my Odalise doubleheader to get that card.
If he finished 61, I'm fine with that.
I don't know, man. I feel like he should get 62.
Well, I mean, at some point, you got to think if it gets to Wednesday, the pitcher going to be like, all right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Let me Brett Favre this.
Ahead. Yeah, let me Brett Favre this. He's been in the news lately.
Yeah, hey, apparently we broke it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Did you read that? That one is not good.
Brett Favre?
He's going to have a mini series in 30 years.
Yes, I can't wait for the football life. Well, he already has a football life, but
it's so crazy.
Like 30 for 30 on this, probably.
It's just. I mean, it's just the whole thing. Like I have my theories. Like like the way that these politicians were responding to him. It's like they knew at some point they were going to have to hand in their phones.
Yeah,
it's really funny. It's like, no, Brett,
you
wait.
Sure you want to do this?
Yeah,
Brett?
hey, statute 152.05. You know, I don't want. Like, dude, that's like a perfect paragraph. Like, exactly what they would say. You know, in
it's like a lawyer sent a tweet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, dear Mr. Favre.
Yeah, I do want to watch that 30 for 30 on the Dodgers and the Yankees. I do want to watch that one. That 77 World Series.
Dude, I like you watch way more ESPN than I do, which is like if you watch 10 minutes of it, you'd watch way more than I do.
I have my library. So I'll see a 30 for 30 in my library that looks interesting. So I tell you what I like to watch. I didn't get a chance to watch it today. I'm doing some exercises this morning. I was in my gym mode, but I'll probably go back and watch it at some point today. I tell you what I watch on the Worldwide Leader.
Yeah.
I watch First Take. The days when it's Stephen A. Smith and Michael Irvin, and the days when it's Stephen A. Smith and Chris Russo, right?
Yeah, right.
I watched that. I like that.
Who else is it when it's not those two?
I don't even know. I think you're about to. What's JJ Redick is there sometimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really watch it I like it when it's Irvin. I like it when it's Russo.
Right.
And then I watch Scott Van Pelt. You know what I'm saying? Everybody likes Scott Van Pelt. Why you don't watch Scott Van Pelt? I don't know. And then if I see like a 30 for 30, I like. But I can't watch anything with Malik Andrews on it. You know what I'm saying? When I see that, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm out, bro. Yeah, that's enough for me. You know what I'm saying? I wish they could bring Carey back, but when I see Andrews, I'm done. But that's what I watch right there. But I want to watch the Yankees and Dodgers join, and nobody else seems to be into this except for me.
Why are you into it? Just like
because it's like history. Reggie Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Reggie Jackson, straw that serves a drink. Billy Martin, Thurman. You know, I think it's history. You know, Tommy Lasorda. Like, you know what I mean? I was only a little. I wasn't even born or just born when this happened. So I don't like. You gotta understand. Like, I was like 1 year old the day like when Reggie Jack that World Series. I was like a baby.
Right.
So I remember my parents would always talk about the Summer of Sam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they would talk about the Bronx is burning because they was living in the Bronx when we was little. So they remember this stuff vividly. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, a little bundle of joy. You know what I'm saying? Going to a burning Bronx, New York. My man Loaf 74 says, watch that 30 for 30. It was great. So I'm going to watch it. I am going to watch it. I watch it when the nights when there's no football. So like Tuesday night, I'll probably watch that joint. Now, I think it's a college game on Wednesday this week, though. So I only may have one non-football night this week.
You know, so like I get like obviously I'm watching football on Sundays. You know, this goes back to Vaccaro making fun of me again. He's like, yeah, you don't watch it. I do. But I mean, like, I do also get where like if you want to manage your time, you don't have to watch any football on Sunday. You can just watch them all today and like fast forward. You know what I mean? Like you could watch them on the NFL Plus, and then you can watch the All 22 when it comes out. You know what I mean? Like you can review all the games without watching. If you're not doing it for enjoyment, you can just watch a 4 hour. You can watch a 3 hour game experience in like 22 minutes. Like you really don't. You know, like there are ways to do it where you know.
Now we do have two non-football. No, we only got one non-football night this week, which is Tuesday night, because we got actually a pretty decent college football game on Wednesday night between SMU and UCF. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got a decent. So I only got one night. So Tuesday night, I'm gonna watch the 30 for 30 on the Yankees and the Dodgers, and I may write a book report on it, Nando. Well, I'll do a virtual book report. We'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
I'd like to see that.
You should watch it too.
I don't have time. We got other stuff. We're House of Dragon family, you know.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, did you hear what happened with the Syracuse game and all the bets that they wiped out?
Nah, Syracuse football game.
So SU played Wagner this weekend, and they were 54.5 point favorites.
Yes, Wagner's the FCS school.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, like
in Staten Island.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know Wagner had a football team. Wow.
They played in the Dome.
Yeah.
Halftime, SU was up 49-0 at halftime. 54.5 point line. They decided halftime, which nobody, like I'm on, text with my family who's in Syracuse, like a little group chat, and they're like, "There's the mercy." They're just called the mercy rule, so they're going to play 10-minute quarters instead. Like they came out of the halftime. They decided, we're going to just play 10-minute quarters. So SU ends up winning the game. I want to say 59-0, right? Cover the spread. Everybody who bet on SU, this is man.
But because
all the books say no, the mercy rule.
Yeah,
all bets are voided.
Voided. That's crazy,
right?
Now, that's unfortunate because listen. First of all, Wagner, I understand that Syracuse probably cut you a decent sized check, but don't embarrass the kids like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they didn't. They mercy ruled them, so they wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. But still, that mercy rule, is that in effect pregame? Because that should come when you. So if that's
they decided at halftime. They decided at halftime.
But I'm saying if that's a rule that they had already,
Yeah.
then like I wish the people that bet that they probably didn't know that because they probably would have stayed away from that bet. You know what I'm saying? If they knew a mercy rule was going to be in effect. Now, to find a game like that, that's not just regular on your app. You got to go to extra games. You know what I'm saying? When to find that FBS versus FCS games, it's where the South Carolina State games to be at. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I'd look at that stuff. You know what I mean?
But you grew up in Syracuse.
A bad year.
New York's got betting now. You know, you live in Syracuse. Like, I'm gonna bet
You're
on
right.
Cuse, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Of course, they're gonna win by more than 54.
Will you be with? I wonder if you can bet on a New York college in New York.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So you may not be able to do that anyway. Yeah.
I feel like
maybe I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know you can't.
I'm not up there no more. In Jersey, you cannot be like if you live in Jersey. Like the people in Jersey, they couldn't bet on what's my man Shaheen Holloway's team,
St. Peter's.
They couldn't bet on them in Jersey last year.
Right, like DraftKings had to pay out whoever St. Peter's defeated. It didn't matter because as far as DraftKings was concerned, the other team had already made it because you can't bet on St. Peter's.
Yeah, exactly.
So like they had to keep paying out like when St. Peter's made the Final Four, whoever they played to make the final, you know what I mean? Like already got paid out.
Yeah.
So
when they played the Elite Eight against that Carolina, you just went and paid out Carolina bettors.
I'm pretty sure that's how that worked.
Carolina made that run last year. I was on them. I can't wait till March Madness. We're gonna do good. Corey Nando and friends.
Just wait. Yeah.
Presented by Mayo Media, sponsored by Jock Market Crew.
Wait till we hit that stuff.
Yeah.
Our January shows will blow you away. It used to be like, we had the fantasy shows in January. Like, what do we do? But now that it's betting and especially cards,
we got
in
all
January,
kind of stuff now. Oh boy, we got all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
We're talking about how much I'm selling my Hamburglar for.
Handshake Hall of Fame, all kind of off-season goodies. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta get on that too. My brother's like, "Hey, you really want me to buy that website for you?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, do it. We'll figure it out later. We'll
get it covered. We got a lot of football, but trust me, as we get into it, our brains will start working, and we'll come up with some cool stuff. So I'm looking into it.
This is gonna be a fun show. Seahawks are plus
like
180.
LeBron James?
No, I don't like those. You know what? I don't know basketball. Well, no, you know what it is? I just don't like LeBron James. I don't like basketball. That's just me.
Okay.
And also, like, I get more of a thrill out of like, let me get something now and watch this guy blow up. Like, there's on Panini this morning. There's a Wan'Dale Robinson autographed out of 25 card for $29.99. I think it is.
Yeah.
Right? Out of 25 autograph is like a Panini instant. I don't think there's a big market for that. But if someone's searching for like Wan'Dale Robinson autograph rookie out of 25, I think, especially if he becomes like a miniature Odell Beckham, maybe, like he comes in, he's their guy. They play him a lot, gets a lot of targets, whatever.
I don't mind stuff like that. If you want to go out on a limb with stuff like that, I think that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's
right.
Yeah. If you want to put him on your fantasy team, I'm gonna warn you against that. But buying his card, especially number 25 autograph rookie, you never know. You're right.
That's the thing. And so I'm like, like that excites me more than like getting a 2002 LeBron James. We already know his career arc and where he is and stuff like that.
No
I'd rather be like for $29.99. And you know what? I was at checkout and it was like $9 shipping. I'm like, no, not gonna play this game, man. Tops is free.
Yeah, no.
Now it's a 40-something with tax and shipping. It's like a $40-something $1.
Yeah, that's ridiculous now.
And now that's what I'll go to the Panini storefront when they open somewhere. Just walk up and buy it there. Not worth it. Not worth it for me. And that's probably why I was still there. But man, I feel like Wan'Dale Robinson. And then I went and looked up other Wan'Dale Robinson cards. And I'm like, man, he's going to be, whenever he comes back, I really think they're just going to throw him right into the fire. And he's going to be, 10 targets, 7 receptions, 86 yards, 1 or 2 touchdowns first game.
I organized a lot of my stuff this weekend and tried to figure out what I was going to do next. I think before the basketball season, I'm going to get rid of some of this LaMelo Ball, some of this Anthony Edwards. I really want to get into Cade Cunningham. I think that's a player who's getting ready to have a good NBA season. Cunningham.
Yeah.
And as far as an up-and-coming player, you know what I'm saying?
Was he the number one pick? He was the number one pick, right?
He was the top pick, not of this year's draft, of last year's draft.
Right. See, I know enough.
Yeah, good job, Nando.
January.
My homeboy texted me today, asked me for he's a guy that does radio down in Memphis. I wish he knew fantasy and betting because he's a fantastic radio host, but he doesn't have that in his bag yet. But he was asking me for win total parlays, so I gave him a couple win totals to parlay. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Can you parlay win totals?
Apparently in Tennessee you can.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
Yeah. He live in Memphis. I would like to parlay some win totals too. So I'm gonna set up an account in Tennessee and tell him to hit it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nice.
Send a couple dollars down there. Well, you know, I can put it on. I can set up the account. I can deposit the money.
Right.
But then he has to make the actual wager. But then here's the thing. I can't.
It's like when someone goes to Vegas for you.
Well, exactly. We can't log in around the same time or they'll snatch the account. Which is ridiculous because that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Just put it on an account that you're not going to use. How about that?
Well, when it
do that on Caesars and then you just use DraftKings or something.
Yeah, that's true too. Something like that. I mean, I got my offshore thing going. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you mean if both you are on the same?
So, like, say if I log in today to check. Oh, okay, it cashed. Then he logs in like 2 hours later.
Right.
They'll be like, "Well, how were you in South Carolina and then in Michigan?" And I say, "Well, I had my homeboy log in." They'll be like, "All right, that counts ours now." I've lost 3 accounts like that because I've never lived in a place where it was legal. Because when I was in New York, I had people in Jersey doing it for me.
Right.
And then I moved down here, New York gets legal. Amazing. It's never going to be legal here.
You don't think so?
This will take a while, bro. It's going to have to be a national law before it gets here. Our governor did a campaign ad yesterday, and he just is the happiest old man I ever seen in my life. And you can tell he don't want no foolishness like that around down here. You know, he did a campaign commercial with him and his wife and his dog sitting on his porch. And I'm like, this dude is not going to legalize sports betting.
How about weed? What are you going to get first, weed or sports betting?
Yeah, neither one of them in this state, bro. He had his little iced tea sitting there on the counter. I was like, well, look at this. That man was like, you're not betting in this state. You can forget about that.
Are they? I mean, someone's got to be running against him, right?
Yeah. And you know what? It's funny that you mentioned it. The dude who's running against him is actually one of his campaign talking points is bringing sports betting to the state.
No way.
Yeah, for real.
It makes sense. It makes a lot of money for the states, man.
I would say we should get him on the show, but I don't want to seem like I'm picking a side. You know what I'm saying?
Let's put them both on the show. I think if we offer both of them a spot,
governor.
As long as we ask, I think we're covered.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works. We reached out to the governor. He didn't want to come on the show. We reached out to his opponent, Jeff, and Jeff was like, yeah, of course. And then so we just talked to him about sports betting.
Yeah, I don't want to know his every policy. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know. We could talk about betting. Maybe he's a fan. I don't know what his name is. His name might be Jeff.
That'd be weird.
That would be weird. I think his name might be Jeff.
There's a guy up in Minnesota who
Jeff Cunningham or Joe Cunningham, something like that.
Maybe he'll win. Sounds like we got to go.
Yep.
I want to thank Jock Market for joining the family here. The circle of friendship, as we call it. Again, look, we don't like to push things here too hard, but if you want to check it out, because we're going to be talking about it and we're going to be playing it. Maybe even tonight, Corey. Maybe
I signed up. I used the promo code FRIENDS just like you should. So let's hop into the night and see what we get done.
Yeah, right? We'll learn together. And we'll just have John Legueza on. Anyway, thanks, everybody. Fensty and Ronis next. Come back in. We'll see you here tomorrow.
Bettor Sports Network is betting, fantasy, collectibles. It's sports talk done better.